Blog Talk Radio.
But we are making a stand, and we're waking everybody up that 9/11 was an inside job. And you are the minority. You are the cowards who don't know the truth. You're the people that serve this evil system. You're the people that serve a system that hurts innocent men, women, and children. Not just Iraqis, not just Afghans, not just Africans, but the people right here in this nation. You serve a new world order that attacks and feeds on you. And I'm here to tell you that you will be defeated. Your hours are numbered. We've got the energy. We've got the life force. All you've got is evil backing you up. All you've got is greed and liking to look at yourself in the mirror. Because deep down, the New World Order is a pot-bellied, chicken-neck ninny. And all the armor and all the weapons are nothing. You are nothing compared to good. You are nothing compared to life. And you will be defeated. I want the individuals out there, I want free humanity to turn themselves loose, to cut the chains loose, and to use the end of that chain to slap the New World Order right upside the head. You've got the power. You want to know who's going to defeat the New World Order? It is you. You're the individuals that are going to be able to defeat this system. You're the individuals that are going to be able to take down the New World Order. It doesn't matter if Ron Paul wins. It doesn't matter if they rig the election. What matters is that we're starting to stand up. We're starting to move. We're starting to find our legs. We're starting to build our muscles. We're starting to realize that we do have power, and we can work together, and we can take action, and that the naysayers are a pack of weak liars who have never had any successes in their life and who are upset and frustrated to see us beginning to have victories against tyranny. They don't have any respect for themselves. They don't have any vision, and they don't have any will. And they sure don't have any of the power that shines out of God's soul and energizes all life in the universe. They have wed themselves to death, and they will crumble, and they will fall, and for eternity we wed ourselves to life, and to everything good, and everything that flows from it.
Yeah. Official notice. Customer number 00031 blah, 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 from the Secretary of the State. Secretary, it says Secretary here. State of North Carolina Department of Transportation, NC Division of Motor Vehicles. Wow. Governor Roy Cooper in the right-hand corner. They're all in collusion here. Collusion. And my name here in all large capital letters, left-hand top corner here. Then I got official notice, and I got a customer number. A customer. I never realized I was their customer. But I'm their customer. Effective now. They're predicting the future. 12:01 a.m. Right? Well, who does business at 12 midnight? On 07/05/2024, your NC driving privilege is scheduled for indefinite suspension in accordance with General Statute 20-24.1 for failure to appear as follows. Let's see here. Violation date 2022-4/8. Court, Rockingham County Court. They give a phone number and citation number 070782225. AOC file ID 2022 CR 703183. The Division of Motor Vehicle cannot accept payments for fines and costs imposed by the courts. Please contact the court above to comply with this citation. Note, please comply with this citation prior to the effective date in order to avoid this suspension. If you have complied with this citation by the effective date of the order, you will need to mail your current North Carolina driver's license, if applicable, to the division. Failure to do so will result in an additional $50 service fee. Reinstatement procedures. Once you have resolved all of your outstanding suspensions, you must visit a DMV office to pay the required fees. Be assured a new driver's license. Be issued a new driver's license, You must present proper identification and proof of age. Proper now. A restoration fee of $70 and the appropriate license fees are required. This order is an addition to and does not supersede any prior order issued by the DMV. If additional information concerning this order is needed, please contact a representative of the Division of Motor Vehicle at 919-715-7000. Director of Customer Compliance Services, whoever that is. I guess that's a person or something. I guess that's the one who wrote this. There's no signature here, but this is a typed written letter that I received in the mail. U.S. Postal Service there, Postal Union. So what do I do now, folks? Any ideas? Any suggestions? Anybody out there? Anybody can help me out here? What do I do? Help! I don't have a privilege anymore. My privileges. I've been a bad boy. I'm being placed in timeout. They're being suspended. My privileges are being suspended indefinitely too. What do I do? Anybody got any ideas? I hear crickets out there. Crickets. Nobody's got any answers for me? Anybody can help me out here? SOS. Hang on. Let me wake everybody up here. Hang on. I'm putting the alert out here. The alert. Everybody. Round them up. Take cover. Okay. See, anybody got the message there? I don't know if they did or they didn't. I didn't really advertise the show. I'm actually 2.5 hours late, so I don't expect too many people to jump in. Hey, I got somebody in the chat room. Oh, boy. Hey, it's Ronald Epstein. How you doing? All right. We got one guy in the chat room there. All right. Got a couple of people on the phone line, just a couple. I wasn't expecting a big crowd anyway. I was just doing something here, throw something together here real quick. A couple of people messaged me and said, "Are you doing a show tonight?" And I said, "Yeah, I got in a little bit late. I got to hurry. I got my driving privileges are being indefinitely revoked, suspended, indefinitely. So my privileges. So if I don't have any privileges, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't get from point A to point B anymore. I could walk, I guess, but you're not allowed to walk on the highway, and I'm surrounded by highways. That's the only way I can get anywhere. I got to go jump on a highway. Unless I cut through the wilderness, Can't do that in suit and tie sometimes. So, what do? I'm trapped at home. I'm trapped. I'm a prisoner. I'm now a political prisoner. What do I do? How do I buy food? How do I get supplies? What do I do? I'm not allowed to. My privileges have been revoked to travel. Unless I comply with their terms. I'm sure they got a bunch of terms. I'm going to have to jump through hoops. Probably spend 30 days in jail too. Then when they let me go out of there, I'll have to walk home. So what do I do, everybody? Well, I'm in a predicament here now. I'm in a piggly wiggly squiggly squiggly squiggy squeck. I'm in quicksands. I'm sinking. You know what this means. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. It's all about the Federal Reserve notes. Discharge that debt. Cha-ching. They're going to want reserve notes. They're going to want some Andrews. They're going to want some Jeffersons, some Franklins. Oh, yeah. They don't want the Washingtons. Those are ones. I don't care for those discharges. What do I do? Yeah, I know. Ron, yeah, I know. I'm screwed. Indefinite suspension. And they just ignored my stuff. I filed a motion to dismiss, and they just ignored it. They stamped it and mailed it back to me. They received it. That was the dumbest thing they could have ever done, was stamp it and say they acknowledged that I got it, and then never to reply to me. That was a no-no. That kind of opened the door up for a little leverage on my part. I filed a motion to dismiss, and the clerk stamped it, received, but they just never followed up on it. I've been waiting for a response. I guess they must have just done something without me knowing and just decided to do whatever, and this failure to appear thing. What the hell are they talking about? I appeared every single time I went. I was supposed to go. As a matter of fact, I appeared probably 17 times in the last 2.5 years. So what are they talking about? What are they talking about? Failure to appear. Appear what? I went when I was supposed to go. Matter of fact, one judge told me, he says, I forgot what he said. He said something about getting dismissed. He said if they don't come back with any, I forgot exactly what he said, but it wasn't on record anyway, because the district court is not a court of record. So I don't know. We got all these legal beagles out there, these people out there that know the Constitution so well, and I figured this would be a good talking point. Because here I am. I'm your test case, folks. I'm your test case. Here I am, right here, willing and able-bodied. I'm willing to do it. What do I got to do? Don't make me go in there talking about I'm walking on the sea and on the land and I'm floating in the boats and stuff like that. I'm not going to do stupid crap like that, Well, Ron, I think I told you the story a dozen times, if you remember correctly. I remember I was parked on the side of the road, and somebody knocked on the window and asked if I was okay. And then they injected me with Narcan. You remember the story? Remember? And, I was fine. I wasn't overdosing, not that I know of anyway. I think I went over the story with you a few times. And I got out, went to the back of the ambulance, got out of the car, walked to the ambulance just fine, and they tested my blood pressure and everything, and squeaking my eyes and plucking my finger for blood sugar and everything, and then they injected me with Narcan. Injected me. They didn't give me the nasal stuff. They injected me. And and when you're not, when you're not, when you're coherent, that stuff could really mess you up, man. It's supposed to be for people that are like dead. It's supposed to be bringing people back to life. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, me shocking your chest to resuscitate your heart when you're already awake and, or after you just ran a marathon or something, Kind of can mess you up pretty bad. So yeah, it's pretty bad. And I asked him, what the hell you shooting me up with this, man? What the hell you giving me? He goes, it's Narcan, buddy. I said, what are you talking about? He saw a pill bottle in my car, the ambulance driver. He saw a pill bottle, prescription. So what? That doesn't mean anything. I still wasn't overdosed. I walked up to the ambulance on my own. Got checked, I was answering all the questions. Matter of fact, that's in the police report. I was very cooperative. I answered all his questions, passed whatever test he wanted to give me. He felt that I appeared to be healthy and normal. That's what he said. So how the hell could I have been DUI? And reckless driving on top of it. How could I be involved in those? And he never even saw me in the car. He never even saw me in the car. The trooper. He has to swear to that. He has to observe me, not someone else. I can't say I saw Ron Reck driving down the road and drunk, or driving down the road and he appeared to be drunk, and then they go arrest you. It doesn't work like that. Unless I'm a certified officer. What are they talking about, man? So anyway, that's the Jimmy. That's the skits. That's the Jimmy on this. So maybe we'll pull up some sovereign stuff here and play that. If I ain't got no callers, I had about 5 people on the line. They all ran away as soon as I said I needed help. You can always count on your friends to be there when you need help. That's for sure. Let me tell you, good old America. Good old America. America, the land of I will never help you and don't ask because I'll say I'll be there and I won't show up. That's the land. Well, I lived my life a different way. When people needed my help, I was there all the time, But I don't foresee this a life sentence for me. I can see this a good 10 years of being in debt now and servitude and screwing my what I have going on right now in my life up for maybe 5 years. I can see it happening. Because it's going to cost thousands to get this fixed. And probably, like I said, probably a good 30 days in the slammer. Maybe even more. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Unless I can get some people out there who know good. I can do it. I mean, I'm pretty good at drafting, playing their game with their codes and statutes and their case laws and stuff like that. But, and like I said, for people out there, I don't want to play the high C on the road. I don't want to say I'm on a ship and I'm not this and you have no authority over me. I don't want to, come on. I want to sound a little reasonable and not like a kook from the junkyard, I mean, I want to give a good debate, good discussion, good. I want to appear, like someone who can represent, of the people out there. And people know anyway. I'm a good speaker, and I've been in public forums, and I've did debates and whatnot. So it's not like I'm going to get up in front and start stuttering and not represent myself in an articulate fashion where I'm going to be able to, expedite the situation to where it's going to be my benefit, and the benefit of the people. I want to win here. I want to win so I could be a precedent, a case. I don't want a dismissal so I could walk away and say, I won, and then everyone else who gets hit, they have to pay the price. No, I want to be someone that is going to be that cornerstone that says, this here is won, this guy won, and this is the case you're going to use to win from now on because we're going to change shit. Because you know what? I should have a right to travel. I should have a right to travel without any problem whatsoever, to be unhindered, unmolested, any way, shape, or form, as long as I'm not hurting anyone else. That's how it's supposed to be in America. Not what if this, if that, if this, if what, and and license and requirement regulation. No. So 657-383-0616, press number 1. If you'd like to speak here tonight and maybe get into a conversation about this. I think this is going to be my talking points now for the next couple of shows. I think we're going to have to examine this traveling issue. It's finally hit home with me. I didn't want it to hit home. It's not like I went out looking for it. So, but it's obviously come to my doorstep now, and I've got to address this, because look, if I get in my car and I drive down the road with no license and no registration, they will pull me over, and they will electrocute me if I resist, and I'm not the type of guy that's going to open his mouth up in the wrong place. I'll be cooperative and not act stupid, but at the same time, I will not allow my rights to be trampled upon either. I think that anyone who was in the bullpen or in the cages or in the jail cells near me that day on September of 2021, when they attacked me and rolled on me in the bullpen. I call it bullpen because that's what they call it up north. Some people call it a tank. I don't know what other people call it. But anyway, when they cleared out all the other guys and put me in there, and then when I went in there, the guy tried to trip me, so I fall face forward, and they, hit me, and it was on after that, And I knocked him. I got, I'd say about 3-4 of them I got pretty good, And we whipped each other around the tank a few times, one side to the other. We're struggling, fighting, And they were hitting me and smashing me the best they could, trying to sit on me, and I gave them a good fight. It took about, to be honest with you, I don't know how many, but rough estimate, I'd say about 20 of them. Where the first 5 couldn't handle me. They thought they were going to manhandle me. But no, wasn't going to happen. And then when they found out 10 wasn't going to work either, then they called in the big boys. They got about 15, 20 of them down there. And after that, it was no way I could win. You know, they just pinned me down. You know, and every chance they got in the ribs. You know, I just remember the guy stomping on my head. Bomb, bomb, bomb. You know, I mean, and blood going everywhere. So after that, it was getting a little blurry. You know, that's it. My vision started going out. But I wanted to make sure I stayed conscious. Because once you're unconscious, that's it. They got you. You know, you're dead. You know, so and then they got me chained up there, butt ass naked, stripped off all my clothes, ripped them. As a matter of fact, you know, had me handcuffed to that steel grate in the floor, where you're supposed to piss in. You know. I don't know how I ended up in that tank. That was the suicide tank or whatever, you know, because there's nothing in there. And had me, you know, pinned chains. That was it. Shackled, everything. Just laying there in blood and urine and nothing. They did throw a blanket in there after a little while, but what good was it? I don't know. You know, and then my people posted bond. I had 2 patriots come down from out of state. Post my $45,000 bond. $45,000 bond for sending a text message. How about that? And saying hello to my little boy in the court hallway. $45,000. Posted that bond. You know, my people. And they wouldn't let me out. Wouldn't let me out after I posted the bond. I said, I know my people posted bond, you motherfuckers. You know, you ain't going nowhere. They were looking at me. They couldn't. I was too beat up. Couldn't let me leave the jail like that, you know. All but with the marks I had on me and everything, there was just no way. They would have been in big trouble then. They had the news cameras there and everything, so they had to wait 17 days for me to heal up, you know. And all I had was a big egg on my head. Then after that, you know, a little bit of black and blue, just a little bit, but you know, went straight to the hospital. Concussion, staph infection. I mean, the marks on my ankles and wrists were just devastating. I mean, the impressions and the cuts, those were still there. You know, my head, they got infected. My ankles got infected. Staph infection from the ankle locks on there. You know, the shackles had them on so damn tight. You know, I'm surprised I didn't lose a freaking foot or a leg or something. What they did to me. You know, so 17 days, pure hell. I remember they had me upstairs in the office when they were putting the monitor on me for house arrest. You go, okay, why did you do that? Why didn't you just cooperate? You know, you're not a bad guy. You got a lot going on in your life. Yeah. Trying to pat it down, make me feel, you know, guilty. I'm looking at him and I say, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit maggot. You know, just looking at him everywhere he says. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people would cave, too. You're like, oh, I'm sorry, man. It was my fault, you know. Every single day. I tell them every time they walk by, I can't wait to catch you one day. You're mine. Yeah, you know. Every time I see him, I say, you're scum. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You feed the New World Order. Yeah, every chance I got. Your mother must be proud of you. You know, every insult I could think of, anything I could do to make the situation worse than what it was I was doing. Everything I could do. That's right. That's how I operate. You see? Once you put your hands on me and you try to hurt me, it ain't no we're gonna be friends and palsy-walsy. Ain't. Oh, shucks, man. You know, you only tried to kill me. We can get along, right? You know, why not? I'm coming for your house. I want your house. I want your bank account. I want everything you own. I want your daughters, what she owns. I want your sons. I want what they own. I want everything. You know? Ain't no friends. You tried to kill me, man. No way. But see, we don't have that spirit of resistance anymore out there, do we? We don't have the people out there who know how to stand up for what's right, no matter what, and sacrifice everything. To pledge your sacred honor and your friendship and your will to fight for the next man, the underdog. We don't have that anymore, do we? You know? But man, we sure we'll chase a guy down. You cut me off at a stop sign, I'll chase you down, kill your family, kill everybody. You know, we'll destroy everything, and the next guy too, just because you cut me off at a stop sign, right? People do that in America. The cop pulls them over, they piss on themselves. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, you're the boss. Yes, sir. You rule. You rule. Like Burger King, you rule. You know? Yeah. You know, no courage. Lick the boots. Lick them. Come on. You know? It's got none of that no more. None of that. 4th of July is coming up, folks. 4th of July. What's it mean to you? Firecrackers? M80s? Is that what it means? Played George Washington last night. Just told you my story again briefly. You know? What's it mean to you? Because I'll tell you what, I still haven't gotten justice. And they're still messing with me, man. They're still messing with me. They're still coming. It's my life. And they're still coming after it. For something I never did. I'm a political prisoner. You want to vote for Trump? Come on. Just read you the letter from the Department of Maggot Transportation. Where's the Patriots? Where are you? It's your life too. What happens to me happens to you. Don't you understand? Nothing is over. Nothing. It just doesn't turn off on its own. We got to seek justice. We have to get justice. We have to demand our rights. Every day. Every single day. We have to stand up for what's right. I just don't know how else to say it. What other examples I can give you? I had to write help in my own blood on a wall. What the hell's wrong with this place? And now they want to suspend my driver's license? What the hell for? These people are so mean and rude and dismissive. They won't admit they're wrong. They won't. They're still coming after me, knowing they did this to me. They still won't stop. And we're joking around laughing. Like it's a joke. When it happens to you, it's not longer a joke, but it's too late. Come on, man. What the hell is wrong with people? What's wrong with you? It's my podcast show. You're not going to interrupt me when I'm talking. I don't care. Come on. Ideas, solutions. I ask for them every single show. And you get some nitwit twit on here, Mike. Shut the fuck up, you stupid fucking happy Muslim son of a bitch. Take your Quran and get out of here. It's because of people like you our country's been destroyed. You're part of the problem. Take your magic carpet, roll it up, and get out of here. Don't pass go. Man, that's not nice. That's not nice, Joe. Gotta be nice to these people. You know, they got a right too. Yeah, everybody's got a right. Everybody's got the rights. Everybody's got the rights. Just told you what the hell's happened to me, what's going on, and nobody's gonna come rescue me. When I was sitting in there for 17 days, picture yourself there for 17 days. Just got stomped on. One guy sent me a message, hey, at least you got 4 or 5 of them. You did pretty good, yeah. Yeah. No. It's not funny. It's not a joke. Could have killed me, man. Could have killed me. That's probably what they want. 11 people have been killed in that jail. 11 people. 11. The freaking jail's only been open for 10 years. They just built it. 11. I should have been number 12. I They got shocked because I got a history. It's been done to me before, these little beatdowns when you're handcuffed. I knew how to fight, and I knew a little something, a little experience, just, how to fight it off a little bit. I knew how to protect myself a little bit better. I knew how not to give in, because once you give in, it's like they feed off of that. They feed off of fear. When you give in and you beg for mercy, then the animal comes out of them. And they really want to rip you apart. Get them, get them. Because that's how people are. They're savages. They're mean. Especially these people with a badge and a uniform. They're wicked. Wicked. They're just doing their job. They're just doing their job. They're our heroes, Ain't no damn heroes. I worked with them, man, side by side. I'm going to tell you right now. They're filthy. Filth. Worked with them side by side. Tell me nothing. You people don't know what the hell you're talking about. Getting these people on these shows talking about the law, talking about freaking the Constitution, talking about jails, talking about crime. You don't know. I'm not saying I know it all. But what I'm saying is that these people get on here and they don't have a fucking clue, man. They don't have a clue. I've been there. I've been that. Talking about stuff you don't know nothing about. Unless you've been there and done that and know what it's like and been there and lived that, you have no right to even compare your situation in life to what someone else has gone through. The victims across this country that have been politically kidnapped and imprisoned and killed. You have no right, none, to make judgment calls. You should shut up in the corner, sit down, and listen. Now, I'm not king of the world. I can't beat everybody up, but I'll tell you what, man. I just told you it took about 19, 20 of them to take me down. If you want, when I get the videotape, I'll show it to you. All right? Ain't gonna happen. I'm not that easy. For God's sake, motherfucker came up behind me and tried to cut my head off in 1999. I still wanted to fight him after that. Right when I was bleeding out, I still wanted to fight him. I wrapped a t-shirt around my neck and went after him. You think I'm gonna stop when someone punches me in the face? Guy took a surgical blade and tried to chop my head off, and I still went after him. And it hold me back. Blood shooting 6 feet in the air from my head, my neck. 5 years later, stabbed me in the chest, out my back, ripped it out. Still crawled back in my car. They thought I was dead. How the hell could he live through that? They wondered. It ain't scaring me. Freaking gun jammed. I should have been dead. They tried to shoot me in the head, but the gun jammed. Well, the guy, oh shit, now what are we going to do? There's 3 of them. They were scared. I seen the fear in their eyes when the gun jammed. They know what I'm about. So I got my hands on one of them. It was all over. All over. Well, snapped him like a breadstick. Snapped him right in half. Don't mess with me, man. Don't mess with me. And listen, I'm not for violence. I'm a nice guy. I will do anything to help anybody out. I will be there for you. I will fight. I will lay down my life for you if you're right. But don't you dare hurt children. Don't you dare go after the underdogs. I will always stick up for the underdog. I'm not a bully. I don't like bullies. I never liked them. Never. All throughout my life. I can't stand bullies. Can't stand people in control. Don't like it. Don't like people beating up women. Don't like it. If you got to beat up somebody that's weaker than you, you're a coward. You're a sissy-ass coward, and I'll call you out right now. You're a pussy wimp. You got to beat up children, bullies. Bullies got to beat up something small or younger. I can't. Oh, that just eats me up, man. That's one thing that just flips the switch right there on. I just see red. I can't stand a bully. Second in line is those freaking internet warriors, keyboard warriors. Talk the talk, but never walk the walk. Always hiding behind the keyboard. And the first one to press charges on you, too, when you catch them. Call the sheriff! Call the sheriff! It was him. You threatened me, sir. You threatened me. I'll sign a statement anywhere you want. Yeah. That's the snitches. That's your snitch. You know? 657-383-0616, press number 1. I read you my notice. Let me take a caller here. Take a caller. Blink, you're on.
Tell you what, it's the pack mentality that gets me every time, because it seems like every time I try to stand up for myself or somebody, I've had my ass kicked. I'm not a badass, but I will tell you this. I will trade hands with any son of a bitch that stands in front of me and thinks he can do it. And usually it takes 2 of them to get me. But I'm going to tell you one time, Joe, girl I was dating went and picked up her girlfriend from jail. She was supposed to be at home, and it was a pool league night of all things. And I had been a heavy drinker. So I just happened to go to this biker bar. The Hells Angels run up here in Akron. And all the guys on my pool league, on my team, 5 of us, were all black, and they were probably between 60 and 70 years old. All just a bunch of old-timers from the pool hall. I'm the only white guy. They don't want to go to the bar because they know it's a biker bar. I said, listen, let me make a phone call. We'll get this shit straightened out. We'll have ourselves a good time. We're going to go play some pool. We're not going down here to have a war. Everything worked out good. Till my old lady shows up, drunk, while her 2 kids were left at home. Not my kids. I don't have any. But she left her 2 kids to go pick up her girlfriend and had just gotten out of jail for, guess what? A 5-year manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter, DUI. And I said, and they're both out shit-faced drinking. And I'm thinking to myself, man, you can pick them, brother. I said, man, I just hit the lottery with the women. A jackpot. Jackpot. So what does she do? She comes in this bar, and I'm the last one to shoot. And she starts mouthing off to this guy when I'm playing him, and I'm running racks on him. And next thing I know, I heard her say, F you. And he said, what? And he turned around, and he took a half a step back and dropped a bomb in her mouth. I mean, it was in slow motion. And then all hell broke loose, Joe. And next thing I know, I got a guy in the corner in a little doorway, and I'm kneeing him. I got him by the hair, and I'm kneeing him. I got him by the dreadlocks. I'm like, hey, you like that knee, don't you, buddy boy, buddy boy? After I turn around and stand half up and walk out this little doorway, I walked into, like, I want to say it almost looked like a broom closet. And as I turned to walk through that door, the barmaid saw me, and her eyes are as big as saucers, and she's shaking her head going, no! And a guy standing right outside the door was waiting for me with a pool cue. And he was holding a small end, and he baseball swung that son of a bitch and hit me across the skull and my forehead. I took 2 steps back, and my ears, I heard the worst ringing, saw blue lights, and I thought, what in the God? I didn't even see it coming. And then I felt the dripping down my chest, down. I was soaking wet. What do? I mean, there's a full-scale riot going on in the bar. Take that shirt, like you said, you take that shirt off. I'm not stopping. Oh, hell no. Tie that shirt around my head. Here we go. Look like, she goes, you look like William Wallace coming out of that room. I said, yeah, well, and let me tell you what, Joe, I almost died on the way home because I lost so much blood. I had to get 7 staples in my forehead. And if I had been drinking, I probably would have died because my blood would have been a lot thinner from the alcohol.
Yeah, the blood sugar,
I tried to drive, and I only had to go about 4 blocks from the bar, but I completely, my depth perception was messed up because I tried to turn into my driveway, and I was 2 driveways down. Mess. What a mess, And then I go to jail one time fighting, and the cops, I knew a lot of them. But I will say this. When they take off their shit and they go out in public, they got a whole different persona about themselves because they mix and mingle without that. People don't know, because then they're just as equal as we are. But some of them, I will say, were actually on the up and up. It's the ones I figured out that in school, because I have probably about 10 sheriffs I know in this area, about 5 of them, about half, were the ones that were absolutely just shitbags in school, that they thought they were the star athlete, they thought they were the class president. They just were, you could tell they wanted that power, yes.
Yep.
And they ran, and when in the jail, they ran amok with it. They wouldn't even get in the car to go do the, to drive on the street and do the patrolling. They wanted that power inside that jail so they could push their people around. And I thought, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bad situation. And if you think about it, when you got an overcrowded jail or a prison, the numbers aren't necessarily in their favor. And if you ever watch any of them prison riots, like out in California or whatever, when the shit hits the fan, the guys in the watchtower is about the only guy you want to be with the rifle, because nobody's going to fool with him. But everybody else is fair game. And I've watched a couple videos. I think that a couple cops died, and they took them hostage. And the number of people, the inmates compared to what's actually there for officer-wise, is it's mind-boggling. I mean,
they're badly outnumbered. Yeah.
What, 150 to 1 maybe?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You shouldn't be
to a
such
cell
a
block.
badass then.
The average cell block. We'll call it in Connecticut, the worst jails are the medium securities. Well, they used to be anyway. They were wide open compounds. You'd have 1,400 inmates in a rec yard. With maybe 20 guards.
Everybody can mix and mingle. Yeah, there's no separation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even in the bubbles they got, the little tiers, little bubbles they got, they can break through those. I've seen them get smashed through. Yeah. So it's crazy. I got another private caller here. I'm going to jump in here that wants to jump in here, too. Let's bring him on. Go ahead, private caller. Everybody wants to go in at once. Go ahead, private caller.
Hey, Joe.
Yes.
What's the show topic tonight?
Shaggy Fitz, old lady, what's happening? Yeah, baby, yeah.
You missed the big intro I did. Oh, Lord. I did an intro about my notice from the DMV. I can't replay the whole thing, go over the whole thing, but
I didn't get to
the DMV. Well, I know you guys missed the beginning. Ron Reck caught it. He was in there. A couple other people were on the phone line. All right, let me read the letter here from the DMV here.
I'm going to cry.
Well, anyway. I kind of did it nice in the beginning. I put some poetic into it, but anyway, it says, State of North Carolina Department of Transportation, official notice, customer number, blah, 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 effective 12:01 a.m., 7/5/2024. Your NC driving privilege is scheduled for an definite suspension in accordance with General Statutes 2024-1 for failure to appear as follows. Violation date 2022. 48 citation number of law, because there's court, Rockingham County, they give me a phone number to court. It says AOC file 2022 CR 703183. The Division of Motor Vehicle cannot accept payments for fines and costs imposed by the courts. Please contact the court above to comply with this citation. Note, please comply with this citation prior to the effective date in order to avoid this suspension. If you have not complied with this citation by the effective date of this order, you will need to mail your current North Carolina driver's license, if applicable, to the division. Failure to do so will result in an additional $50 fee. Reinstatement procedures. Once you have resolved all of your outstanding suspensions, you must visit a DMV office to pay the required fees and be issued a new driver's license. You must present proper identification and proof of age. A restoration fee of $70 and the appropriate license fees are required. This order is in addition to and does not supersede any prior order issued by the DMV. If additional information concerning this order is needed, contact the DMV. There you go. That's the letter there.
Joe, remember?
Okay,
we talked about this. Now, did you get charged?
Hang on, Tape. Hang on. Go ahead, Tape. Go ahead. Yeah, I know. Me and you talked about it, Tape. Go ahead, Cap. What were you saying?
So you not being in court, did they charge you for non-appearance? So you have a citation. So they've given you the opportunity. So not appearing in court, so you got a fine then. So that attorney apparently walked out and didn't represent you.
I don't know. I know I appeared in court that day. But anyway, Cap, what were you saying now?
What was the original citation for?
Oh, well, it goes back to 2.5-3 years ago. I was parked on the side of the road. I was feeling sick. I remember. Did you hear this? Did you know that story about me getting arrested for DUI?
No.
Okay. Well, I was feeling sick, and some lady thought I was in trouble. She pulled up alongside me, knocked on the window, said, "Sir, are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm okay. Was just feeling a little sick." She goes, "Oh, well, I called for help in case, because she thought I was, I was having a heart attack or something, or, whatever. I don't know." And so anyway, an ambulance shows up. Ambulance guy comes up. He goes, "What's wrong?" I said, "I was just feeling a little nauseous and sick." He goes, "Why don't we check you out?" I said, "Okay." So I get out of the car. Car was parked illegally and everything. Get out of the car, go hop up in the ambulance, and they start asking me a bunch of questions. And he goes, "Can I give you?" He goes, "Well, you appear a little dehydrated." He goes, "I'm going to give you an IV." He goes, "Maybe that's it." And he goes, "Let me check your blood sugar too." So I said, "Okay, no problem." He doesn't give me an IV. He shoots me up with Narcan. Shoots me up. I'm not dead. I'm not overdosed. I'm coherent, answering all his questions. He shoots me up with Narcan. So I'm like, what the hell is this making me feel sick for? I said, "What are you shooting me up with?" And the other guy sits on my stomach. The other guy holds me up, gives me a chokehold. He goes, "I'm shooting you up with Narcan." Like that. I said, "What the hell are you doing that for? I'm not on drugs." So he goes, "We saw the pill bottle in your car. I had a prescription pill bottle in my car. That was their reason." So, and that was the only thing in my car, actually, because it was a brand new car. I just got it like 2 weeks prior. So, but so now they give me a Narcan. We're arguing back and forth. Now a state trooper shows up. He goes, "What's going on, fellas?" He goes, "Well, this guy just had a reaction to Narcan." He goes, "Oh, really?" He goes, "I'm going to place you under arrest for DUI." I said, "For what DUI?" I said, "What are you talking about?" So he doesn't give me no tests, doesn't give me no sobriety test, doesn't give me nothing, just arrests me, takes me down to the jail, books me for DUI and reckless driving, and then they release me on promise to appear.
Now
That's
I know
the
why
story.
he took you to jail, Joe. I didn't hear that part before. He was going by what the emergency or the ambulance drivers, when they said that they had to administer Narcan and that you were behind the wheel of a vehicle, that's why he charged you with DUI, because he was under the assumption that they had to provide you service like you were on whatever. You know what I mean?
Doesn't say that in the police report.
Narcan, yeah.
The police report says I was coherent, I appeared normal, I answered all his questions, I was very cooperative, and that was it. That's the end of the police report, pretty much.
The simple fact that ambulance driver said that they administered Narcan, because they're not going to give
I agree
Narcan.
with you.
Exactly, yeah. So he took under assumption that you were under
But you
the
can't do
influence.
that.
Now, most people think a DUI is just alcohol. Shit, you can get
Yeah.
DUI with what, marijuana or pills or whatever.
But they didn't take the pill bottle. They didn't take anything. They didn't use anything for evidence. And the fact of the matter is, if I say I see Dave driving down the road, I tell a state trooper that. They can't just take you and arrest you and put you in jail.
Well, what happens here in Ohio, they can, because what we have is called 1-800-GRAB-DUI, and they will snatch your ass up if you report it. You just get behind somebody.
But they didn't even do it.
Yeah, but you're behind the wheel. I wasn't behind the wheel. You know?
That lady probably told you, whatever. But
no, she left. She wasn't even a witness. It was just the ambulance driver. That was it.
How much is the citation for, though, Joe? How much is that citation?
I don't know. I went to court like 28 times for it, and paid $2,500 for a lawyer to make it go away, and he never made it go away. And the last time I went to court, he pled guilty for me without me knowing.
That guy needs his ass kicked.
And I walked out. Well, I didn't walk out. I I was there. It was lunch break, and I never went back. Yeah, I said, "You handle this. You take care of this," and I left. He said, "I'm pleading you guilty." And I said, "You already did that." I thought. He goes, "Well," I said, "You better take it back. Go there now." He said, "I can't do that." And I said, "Well, I'm out of here. See you later." And I left.
He screwed you good.
Yeah. So anyway, I filed a motion to dismiss, though. I filed a nice motion to dismiss because under North Carolina statutes, there's something called the Good Samaritan Law, which means that if you are, which that's what they're assuming, I guess. I was having an overdose, of what I don't know to this day. Under the Good Samaritan laws, you are immune from prosecution for certain crimes, any type of like drug offense or any type of misdemeanor or anything like that. Now, obviously, if you kill somebody, you're not immune, but the statute is pretty clear on what crimes and that crime is covered. So I filed a motion to dismiss. to have the case dismissed, and they filed it at court, but I never heard anything back. This is like 4 months ago now, and the next thing I know, I get this letter from the DMV stating that they're going to suspend my license. So I haven't contacted anybody yet because I want to get all my bullets in a row here, and not bullets, excuse me, just my cards in a row, and argue it properly.
Remember we talked about, and you said that they had you, I said when you walked out, if you were on the docket that day to appear, if that attorney made your plea for you, then that's what happened. He made your plea.
Yeah, I know he did.
He sentenced you, so what happens is you got to pay that fine that judge served you with, or whatever the hell it is.
But your motion to have it dismissed is irrelevant. If the case is closed, it's over. All you can do is appeal it.
Why? I never was received or was served by the court stating of any type of judgment against me. So as far as I knew, there was still a pending charge So I filed a motion to dismiss based upon that. I was never served. I have to be served.
So you don't know if the case has been closed or not.
I have no idea because the court has never notified. The only thing I got, like I said, is that letter from the DMV. That is it.
Now that's why she's right. It should be closed.
You need to go down to the courthouse yourself. Okay.
Hang on, Cat. I can't hear Cat. Go ahead, Cat.
So you're going to have to go down to the courthouse yourself and get a copy of the final warrant.
I ain't going down there. If there's a failure to appear, a warrant out for my arrest, that's for sure. I won't be going down there.
Well, Joe, I don't think they gave you that. I think they gave you a decision he pled you guilty, and then the judge dropped the gavel on it, so you had to pay whatever he decided to give you for that incident. Whatever it is, you don't know what it is. But the fine that's not paid is why the North Carolina, the DMV steps in and says, okay, now that you haven't paid restitution on your fine, then they take your license. But they did make a final decision.
It's possible. I don't know yet. Like I said, I want to make sure I have everything stacked up and ready to go in case because when I call this, because we got to remember these people are very arrogant, they're rude, they're quick on the phone, and they got their cards and they got their playbook all in front of them, and they know what to say. So you got to be careful how you interact with these people. You got to remember I ran against some of them in public office too. So I know some of these people down there, and they're assholes. Trust me.
It's like getting a speeding ticket. You go into court, you pay your ticket, then it's done then. So, but if you don't pay that ticket at the end of the day, or you try to set up like a payment plan type thing and say you don't pay it, then the same thing happens to you. Then they contact the DMV because in order for the DMV to be contacted, the case has to be closed in order for that process to begin.
You think so?
They can't do it through it. Yeah, I don't think they can do it through an ongoing process. You don't know if you're guilty or not.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the DMV would not be notified until I was found guilty or adjudicated, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, the case has to be resolved.
Then they probably give you 30 days. And if you don't comply or acknowledge them, then they say, well, shit, screw it. They'll type it and send it to the DMV, and then the DMV starts their process, which is completely
You're going to have to pay your court fee in order to get for them not to take your license. You're going to have to go in there and pay everything.
Yeah, but is there a warrant out for my arrest for failure to appear? That's another thing. They can still have that out.
Well,
and that's a pain in the ass because then they have no bondsman wants to bond you out.
But Joe, you cannot just sit around and talk about it. You've got to get off your ass and actually do the legwork and go resolve it yourself.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. It's just that, like I told you, I'm making sure that I have, I'm doing my research. I'm making sure, that everything I want to make, I always like to make, I don't like surprises. I like to always make sure I know what's coming my way. I don't have a problem with anything if I know what's coming my way.
You still work with, Joe? Don't you still talk to your committee from the election?
Oh, yeah. I still talk to people, sure.
Maybe they know something or have heard something or have something passed on you. They'd probably say, hey,
I don't know. I don't trust too many people around here. Like I said, I haven't been too politically engaged since this has happened. It's only been a few months, since the election. So I know they've been inviting me to freaking meetings and everything that I haven't gone to. So, but they got one coming up this weekend, as a matter of fact, too, at a park. They're
what county did you have to go to court in? Did you tell me Rockingham?
Rockingham County.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
So they're corrupt. They're corrupt here. They are very corrupt. You know, they're very. You don't understand. This court is a court on itself. Look, they've killed 11 inmates in the jail. The jail's only been open for 5 years. 11. They almost killed me. You know, you better. I don't know how much you heard that story.
That's a pretty good ratio there to have a kill rate.
Yeah. So you know, they're very, very corrupt. They do things. To kill 11 inmates in a 5-year period. You know, that's pretty. That's a great number. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of lives that have been lost. You know, and a lot of corruption that was swept underneath the carpet. You know, at least I think so. Anyway. But let me see if I got anybody else on the phone line who's looking at this paperwork. I wanted to find this motion to dismiss because, like I said, I hammer them pretty good on that. Because, you know, technically the charges should have been dropped. They should have been dismissed because I'm protected under the Good Samaritan law. Under the Good Samaritan law.
What were you saying about the insurance with that sheriff? And what did they?
Oh, yeah, listen to this. This is what I filed. Well, you guys are going to like this. This is what I filed. When I thought there was a warrant out for me, this is what I filed. This is the clerk also. And I said, Dear Clerk, accompanying GSA forms SF24, SF25A, OP90, OP91, SF28, as well as the bonded bill of exchange, number 567, is hereby presented under a notary of seal by prearrangement with the Office of the Department of Treasury. The Treasury Secretary is a co-payer of the instrument and holder of the securitization bond referenced herein. Please credit the above reference account dollar for dollar for the full value of the instrument, case number, and there's my case number, and present it to the appropriate agents no later than 3 days after the date you receive it from the date of receipt. The court is hereby authorized to utilize the revenue windfall to its benefit maturity. In consideration, you are expected to issue a settlement statement, warrant, or other confirmation of closure of case number, reflecting the posted credit. You may also debit any customer fees and mailing costs. Please allow 60 days for reconciliation. However, customary banking practices, your Treasury can track transactions. Please submit your copy of the IRS Form 1040 to ensure Treasury can be tracked and transaction payment instrument has been marked registered mail, and here's my registered mail number, UCC file, monitored in real time to protect Mr. Joseph Gibson. It is essential you post the credit and make present to the Secretary of Treasury or return the instrument for cause with evidence of a substantial legal defect from a qualified third party within 3 days of the receipt. Internal regulations, and business, as usual, do not qualify as substantial legal defects. File with the clerk of the court that the judgment will compromise your stipulation to the value and validity of the instrument. Confession of theft of public funds when you defaulted on the opportunity to rebut a return of the instrument without cause will be certified as a conversation of liability under public policy. If your agreement to accept liability for the mailing of any attempt to malign payment without a demonstrative notice of dishonor or certificate of protest will be treated as slander. In any event, legal fiction, name as required, Joseph A. Gibson III, is required to report your gain on a 1099 tax ID. The creditor intends to report all suspicious activity and honor his misrepresentation or misimprisonment of a misdemeanor obligation. Request IRS Form W-9. Please complete the form and W-9 and return it to the undersigned no later than 10 days from the postmark to facilitate and reporting. Typically, the IRS, a division, seizes the full amount of the fund on behalf of the Treasury, and a warrant issued to the marshal for the distress of the respondent's public service bond, of the respondent's public hazard bond on behalf of the Treasury. The alien property custodian thereby rendering the property uninsurable it's where I got him on the insurance, for the public service. Any such commercial process will be audited by the Comptroller General of the President's Task Force. Default judgment will compromise your consent for the legal fiction Joseph Gibson to the County Commissioner's Office and file the judgment annexed to a criminal complaint with U.S. Attorney General, audited if it need be directly, and then I have it signed, sealed, and notarized. That's what I sent to them, those GSA
Do
forms.
you know who you have to show after all that time we went through that stuff? You know what happens? When you send that to them, you got to send it registered, number one. Number two,
Yep.
Okay, number two, you have to send it not to the clerk of courts. You have to send it to the person, because that's the problem with all the filings. When the clerk of court gets that piece, they look at it and throw it right in the fucking trash. They don't
can't.
give a shit.
It's registered mail. It's been certified. Then I go to the Attorney General's office with it, like I said in the bottom.
Here's what happens.
You know?
When you don't send it to accounts payable or the treasury of that establishment, that's the difference. That's where, because you are trying to get someone to work with the system we're talking about through that system. There's not very many people know how to do it. That's why I'm saying the clerk of courts probably has no clue as far as all the the USC code and everything we're talking about. Then they don't maybe throw it in the trash. They just put it underneath the bottom of a pile. Hey, it doesn't affect me. So it expires. Then it goes unsolved or unfinished, unclosed, and then if you send it to, it'd be like sending your say you're dealing with Verizon. When you send it to accounts payable and just not send it to the Verizon building, or say whoever, because some schmo will open the mail and look at it and be like, okay, what's all this? Is all a bunch of bullshit. They'll throw over their shoulder. Now you send it to the guy that's running the show that knows exactly what's going on with those accounts, and he understands that you are secured party. You are the creditor, not the debtor. You're the creditor. You're obligating them to become the fiduciary. Basically, you're empowering them to handle your case. They have options now that they can access that account, and you give them permission. Other people don't understand that. They're clerk of courts or.
No, I agree with you. They don't understand that.
Yeah.
They don't understand these forms because that's a bonded bill of exchange. And that's how you discharge a warrant. You know, and people don't understand that because they don't get that. You have every right to create a bond yourself. A bond is nothing but a promise, a surety that you're promised the obligation is going to be fulfilled. That's all it is, And you're using your account number, what they have on record, which is debatable whether or not your birth certificate's a bond or whatnot or whatever. Well, if it is, then that's them. I'm using that.
It's basically a Social Security number. The bond.
My Social Security number. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. It's the dash is minus.
It's called
a
TVA account. Yeah.
Yep.
So, people don't understand this.
No, they have no idea, because if everybody in America knew that and got into debt like we are, the Fed would stop working. The
Federal Reserve would cease to exist and shut down. You're absolutely correct.
On the weekend. You are not kidding.
Because where do you think they create these bonds? Where do you think they create these bonds? The government creates them out of thin air and then sells them to the Fed.
Yep. It's a debt-based society. Everything's based on debt. You have to owe money to make money.
Yeah. See, people don't want to hear this. They've lived all their lives as living a lie. And, they've lived all their lives living a lie, and they won't accept the fact that, no, I can't believe that's not true. You mean this has all been a lie?
Was it 1933 they passed that? I can't remember the number, where it actually says that the American people, the citizens of America, are no longer, because the filing of a bankruptcy of the United States itself, the corporation, went into bankruptcy, and at that point, that meant that Congress met and made all people unliable for the debt and could be discharged. It's not money. People think, I could go buy a car, or I could go get a TV.
I know. No, it doesn't work like that.
It's a tax credit. Tax credit is what it is.
Exactly. It's a tax credit.
Discharge the debt. Yes.
That's right.
But
That's right. I know.
They changed so many laws, and they hid it. They've hidden it. That's why when you get a bill from somebody, and it's hard for people to understand this, when you get a bill and you look at that thing and you see it at the bottom, they call that a coupon. Basically what that is, you're looking at a receipt where someone's sending you what looks like a normal check, because at the bottom of that thing it has routing numbers, and it's set up in the same format as your checking account. What they are doing is, if they're sending you a bill, here's the easy way to explain it. If they're sending you a bill and you owe $100 to Verizon,
Yep.
Why would they send you a bill in the positive? $100 in the positive. It would say negative $100 you owe. That is a debt owed. Exactly.
Well, check this out.
So
this is like real quick here. This is this is what I hit him with the mandamus, to the Chief Judge Honorable Donna Stroud. This was the appellate court. The emergency petition for writ of mandamus comes now. Joseph Gibson III, acting pro persona, and hereby respectfully petitions this honorable court to issue a writ of mandamus and claims it says statement of facts, court's proceedings. May 8, 2020, ex parte protective order was issued by the North Carolina District Court Magistrate Lauren. That was his name, Lauren Stroud. I think I can't pronounce his name properly. In accordance with NC General Sections 50B. On May 11, 2020, petitioner was served with said protective order. And then I go on and on, but I challenge the statute here with a mandamus, and I'll just get to that right here, because then this is where they arrested me and beat the hell out of me too. That's the facts and law. Petitioner has not filed any other petition similar or otherwise to this honorable court. Number 11, petitioner has no adequate or complete remedy at law or equity. Number 12, petitioner's arrest and subsequent GPS house arrest confinement is illegal and unconstitutional. Petitioner believes petitioner is entitled to the relief herein sought. Petitioner Evers, that is arrest and confinement to house arrest. And then I go on and on and on about the Eighth Amendment and whatnot. And then see what happened was they kept me longer than a year, and then on this protective order, that they had originally served me. And then when I said hello to my son, it was over a year and a month later, and I said hi to him in the court house hallway, and that's when they kidnapped me and beat the hell out of me, just for saying hi to my little boy.
Well, that's because you violated a protection order.
Yeah, but it was already expired.
Right.
It shall not. This is what it says: shall be for a fixed period of time, not to exceed 1 year. Okay, all right, 1 year. Shall be. Shall is very important in statutory construction.
That's a big
language.
word right there. Very important word.
Not may. Shall.
Right.
Big word. So, and they had a fit when I started challenging those, that stuff.
Well,
so
now with all the dead
people
they got, you were talking about before, the dead people in the jail, didn't they come and they lost the insurance company come in and was snatching their
they snatched them.
What do you call it?
I don't know if it was partially because of what I filed or whatnot. I know my case. You can Google my name right now, Gibson versus Freeman, and look at my case where I sued everybody in the entire jail for that assault that happened against me. Yeah, I sued everybody, every single person, every John Doe. I just sued everybody. There's like 30 of them on there.
Anybody turn the light switch on? Anybody turn the light switch on? It's getting filed.
Well, I was going to go after him for RICO. I was going to hit him with the RICO statutes because they always, even if they signed a piece of paper with the same pencil, now they're in RICO,
Well, now that then that sheriff had to, because that insurance company revoked their policy because of their negligence. They deemed them.
Yeah.
It's not worth.
They're shut down, but everybody's telling me no, it don't matter. They can still operate the jail without insurance. How can they do that?
Well,
then what's the purpose of having it then?
The taxpayers will pay for the case that gets charged against them then.
But why have insurance then to begin with then? Why have it? Why pay it if they could still do it with operate, and then you could still be a public officer without insurance? It makes no sense. Because I'm going nuts down here trying to get this pulled. Shut the place down. I want to have a yard sale.
They're just going through the motion, so everybody else has to comply like they do, because the insurance companies are probably some of the biggest crooks in the world.
I know.
Look at all the money. Think about all the people that pay into that shit that never make a claim or never have to collect from them. All the time in my life, I've never been in a car accident since the time I was 16 years old. And I'm 50 now, and they pay that shit every month and never get nothing out of it. What the fuck? That's a lot of money.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah, Lorianne saying something about a portable air unit. I have to put it somewhere, but of course I remember something about water. Something about a water thing. Yeah, hot water heaters. You have to have a water pan underneath your hot water heater. That's a violation of the law if you don't have that too. I heard.
You got to have a down tube also.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep, I just went through that with my home inspection.
Yeah. Oh God, I wonder what yours is flooding out your basement. I can't imagine you passing all the inspections.
Past everything.
Wow.
I work the system, brother.
Well,
Bleach water and a lot of fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I put the alert out in the beginning of the show about my thing there, about the DMV case. Everyone knows my case, what happened. Kat didn't stick around long enough for me to explain the whole story. So, now she's going to come to conclusions based on that arrest, so not knowing the whole story of why I was arrested. She doesn't know the fact that I was working for the DEA at the same time, which now I no longer work for them.
That last time that we were all on the phone together, do you realize how late her and I talked?
Oh, I can only imagine. You guys killed my phone. My phone died because I went to check it, and my phone was dead. I said, "What the hell?" I said, "How long were they on there for?"
3:45 or 4 in the morning.
Oh my Lord! What the hell were you talking about?
Just because we've had our differences or whatever, but just her talking, and she didn't realize that. Like my parents, what I went through with them, and my how she got sick.
Yeah,
I understand. I mean, we have a lot of things in common, and talking about the certain jerk offs that call, pull their shit all the time. But it's just we went on and back and forth. I mean, not arguing.
I did a show last night. Yeah. I did a show last night. Pianki was on there, and Gunslinger. But Pianki, I've known Pianki for a long time. Me and him disagree a lot of times, but at the same time, me and him are pretty much on the same page when it comes to fighting the war. I mean, we're pretty much agree with what's happening, and and that what needs to be fixed.
He's old school.
Yeah. So he knows what time it is. So it's not like these other yahoos out there. Some of these people, they're all talking and they don't do anything. I mean that's basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to rile everybody up to get involved to make some sort of change. Well, you were there last night. You heard basically. I know you had to leave, but so that's what we're trying to do. Suzette was there. Suzette, she's a patriot.
Hey, what do you think about all of Trump's? What do you think about all of Trump's fucking videos saying that he's the chosen one and all that shit that they're putting out?
I heard him say that a couple of times. He said maybe I'm the chosen one.
The song.
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Oh my God.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Oh God.
Russia apparently. Well, I got to play this. Actually, I wanted to talk about this anyway. World War III scenario. This is breaking news with Putin. Actually, I don't know how many people have heard this yet.
Are you talking about the money that they gave the NATO gave out of Russia's money?
No. This is something else that just came out.
$50 billion NATO took of the money that they seized from Russia and distributed it to Ukraine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they signed that last week. Biden did. Let me see here. I got 18,000 windows open on my computer here, so hang on. I'm so far behind because I was in the woods all day. So,
keep fucking with
man, I'm hunting for Bigfoot. So, let's see here.
Drop a bomb.
Wish I could have found him. All right, here we go. Let's see here. See if I can get this Russia thing up here. This is pretty big, actually. This is huge, man, with Russia.
NATO
this is big stuff. NATO actually rejected Putin's peace offering.
Oh, yeah. Next month, NATO is going to be in Washington, D.C. for their whatever, their yearly...
One World Order.
Well, yeah, they're
World Order.
Watch what happens in 1 month. Watch what happens because they're going to have a bunch of shit here, and they're going to make it act like they can call FEMA into this place. And I'm telling you right now, we got problems.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right, let me play some of this video here. See if I can get some of it here.
Well, NATO appears barreling towards World War III. This after President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, offered up a peace agreement, which NATO, unceremoniously crapped all over. Now, Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, warning all of us that, yes, in fact, NATO is moving to expand, building 3 additional bases, and plans to push us into full-blown war with Russia. Watch. It's just the former CIA intelligence agent, Larry Johnson, who has some impeccable sources on this. I wanted to get Larry's assessment of this from an intelligence perspective and what is sort of like happening in the back channels right now as this appears to be barreling towards war. Larry, welcome back to the show. Good to see you.
Hey, Clayton. Great to be with you, man.
So, we see Putin put out this peace proposal the other day, and NATO just immediately just stepped all over it. No, we're not going to be giving back this land. This is not going to happen. And it appears that the only solution from NATO's perspective is like a surrender of Russia, which is not going to happen. So what do you think is happening right now, sort of back channels to maybe prevent World War III, or are we heading towards a full-blown World War III?
With respect to your last question, yes, that's where we're headed. Putin he's playing a game of poker with the West, and the West doesn't realize it's not holding any cards. So when you go back and look at the negotiations that took place in March of 22, Putin at that point was willing to let Luhansk and Donetsk stay within Ukraine. That was it. The West, as you correctly noted, crapped all over that, told Zelensky to back out of that. He did. So they didn't get that deal done. So now here we are. Putin has put a new deal on the table. Okay, this deal now says, all right, we're going to keep Donetsk, we're going to keep Luhansk, and we're going to keep Kherson and Zaporizhia. But come to the table and talk. Everything else is open. Notice what wasn't on that list: Odessa. So Putin has left Odessa in play for them, giving the West and Ukraine an incentive to save something of Ukraine. And what did the West do? Once again, as you said, crapped all over it. Okay, they missed this opportunity. Next stop, Odessa and Kiev. So the Russians are prepared. They recognize they are at war with NATO. They're not just fighting Ukraine. And Putin made that very clear last week when he spoke before the foreign ministry. And I was in Russia for the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum a week and a half ago. And it was during that week, on Monday, that I think it was Monday, June 4th, June 3rd, there was a decided shift in what both Vladimir Putin was saying, what Foreign Minister Lavrov was saying, and Deputy Foreign Minister Rybkov was saying. They were making it very clear that the West was playing with fire and that Russia was not going to sit back and be a punching bag. That was their bottom line. And so it's up to the West to figure out what it's going to do. The Russians are prepared to go to war. And here's the real problem. The West is delusional. It's out of touch. It believes its own advertisements. And it's in the self-delusional state where they've convinced themselves that Russia is weak, that the only reason Russia's hanging in there is because of China. And so what the West really wants to do is go after China, as you saw Jens Stoltenberg, the head of NATO, say just today. They want to fight China. These guys are like a drunk in a bar that's out of control, wants to fight everybody. And like that drunk in the bar, incapable of throwing a punch.
It's really disturbing, and Viktor Orban doesn't want to be a part of it, it appears, the Prime Minister of Hungary, as we just played that sound from you, and here he's laying out exactly what he's being told from a NATO perspective. I mean, this is kind of amazing. I mean, here you have a NATO member saying NATO wants to expand out 3 additional bases, and they want full-blown war with Russia, and we don't want to be a part of it. I mean, I've never seen anything like this happen before.
Right, and Slovakia is saying the same, and Turkey. Now, that's the key one, because the Turks weighed in last week, said, okay, hey, we want to be a part of BRICS. We're tired of getting stiffed by the Europeans for 25 years. We've been trying to get into the EU for 25 years, and they keep, giving us the finger.
Right.
And now Turkey said, okay, we're getting the BRICS. And the Turks told the rest of NATO, hey, if you get into war with Russia, count us out. Why is that important? Turkey represents the second largest military force in NATO. Without Turkey, NATO's an empty shell. Because right now in the U.S. military, the entire strength of the U.S. Army, 455,000. That covers the globe. Russian military is 1.3 million. Normally, any army that's going to get in an offensive action against a defending foe, in this case Russia would be the defending force, needs a 3-to-1 advantage. Well, do the math. They got 1.3 million. That means you better be going in there with about 4 million folks. They can't even meet the recruiting goals in the United States. The only way they're meeting the recruiting goals now they lowered, last year they wanted to recruit like 70,000. They missed it. This year they're saying, yay, we're making our goal. Because they lowered the number to 55,000, okay?
Right.
I mean, when you're lying to yourself like this all the time and you don't even recognize you're lying to yourself, that's a sign you're in trouble.
And, of course, we learned now the House of Representatives pushing forward with this move to make mandatory registration for service members, men 18 to 26-year-old in the United States into selective service. So as part of a national draft age. So this is really, really scary. I mean, and you heard the Serbian President Vučić also saying that in about 3 months, this is when they're going to war. Like, they're privy to this information, whether through intelligence sources or not. I mean, what from your intelligence sources, when you hear Vučić say something like 3 months, that's when we're heading to war with Russia, or NATO is heading to war with Russia, do your alarm bells go off? Are you able to confirm, deny anything like that on your side?
If you could imagine your ideal way of working, what would it look like?
All right, okay. So 3 months,
Here,
you're saying.
now let me make you real sick to your stomach. 2 weeks ago, Putin said he was going to. Putin 2 weeks ago said he was going to start arming our enemies.
Yeah.
Guess where he's at today? He's in North Korea right now, signing the deal.
Yeah.
These
So
dumb
it's
sons
no
of
joke.
bitches in America think we're going to we're going to go to war in 3 months. You know what? I'm so sick of people watching the news and thinking that bullshit that these people tell you is the honest to God. When you go to war, guess what? There's an element of surprise in case you didn't know. It's like getting sucker punched in the side of the mouth. You don't tell somebody, call them on the phone and say, hey, guess what? We're going to come over and punch you in the mouth. What the?
Well, they don't. They see, we're living by the Desert Storm practices, and we think it's Saddam Hussein. We got Iraq on our mind still. You know what I mean? Let me take 573 here. 573. Yep. Let me jump in.
The fruitcake sitting in with the long hair and the blonde. That's when transgender. That's running some of the show either. Don't worry about that.
573. You're on.
Right.
Area code 573.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. My people will fix it. It'll be all right.
Okay. Good.
Who is it? Are they coming in on a magic carpet ride?
What's on your mind, 573? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm talking about the things you're talking about, the war and things coming on to people.
Okay, well, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
There ain't going to be no war. There ain't going to be no war. No. The Jews
don't
worry
in the
about
United
the
States.
Jews.
There's already a war going on
it.
here.
But there's always war. It goes on 24 hours. It never ends.
There's always war. Well, we got an internal war in this country right now. An internal war between smart and
stupid. You have a military conflict. Military conflict. You have war on drugs. That's a failure. Every war you beat is a failure.
Yeah.
That's all wars are about drugs. Everything's about drugs. Who controls the drugs?
So the question of it is
drug war.
Who's going to win the war?
They will. NATO will. New World Order.
Shit. New World Order.
Turkey's going to get us into a shit storm.
The Jews will control it all, just like Orwell said. You read the books, see the movie. Orwell.
You think the Jews will own everything?
They'll own it all. They've got control now.
The Jews control everything, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We know that.
Look at them. Look at them.
What about the Pope, the Catholic Church? They control anything?
That's why I like being it.
They're done.
They control
They're
everything.
you know that, don't you, Joe?
They're bullshit, too. They're bullshit.
They're under the
bullshit.
Jewish
The
control.
Pope is a fucking pedophile. No.
Yeah, they're under Jewish control. Absolutely.
That's right.
He's a Tommy to Noahide.
He gets the destruction away from we the people, the Jews. He makes them look at him, not at us. Perfect delusion of the mind. Don't think of us.
A good book to read is A Woman That Rides the Beast by David Hunt. That's a good book to read. guy, David Hunt, a woman that rides the beast.
I want to hear the actual, not as in skin color. I want to hear the black Pope talk to the public. I want to hear what he has to say. Not the one guy in the white Pope that drives around in the funny-looking car with the glass windows. I want the guy under the black outfit. I want to hear what he's got to say. Because he's the one that makes the call.
The black robe priest.
Black Pope. Is there a black Pope? I never see one.
How is the Ayatollah?
In all black. I forget his name. I'll tell you in a minute. Give me a second.
I think Iran's got all the power. You know, Irene. That's a new name for Iran. Irene. Yeah, Irene. The Ayatollahs. You know, the Ayatollah Khomeini.
Don't talk about the fucking Ayatollahs. Oh my God, you sound like fucking Mike. Talk about fucking Ayatollah.
Oh yeah, you understand it? Good. Okay, you go.
It's the Ayatollah. Ayatollah cause what asshole itches because of my fucking Ayatollah.
And Cat, and Ron Reck. Hey, my friend. Listen, the Ayatollahs. We got to get the America involved. I go. You go.
Hey, Joe, you know when we talk about when we talk about Revelations and the synagogue of Satan and those who claim to be Jews that they're not, you know who that's referring to? You know that's
claiming everybody who claims that they're Jewish, but they're not. They're not Jews.
No.
They're liars.
I know who you're exactly talking about. You're talking about that fucking Ron Reck, ain't you, motherfuckers? You're talking about Ron Reck, un-Jewish motherfucker.
Ron Epstein, I knew.
Fuck you, Joseph Goldberg, fuck off.
Joseph Goldberg.
You like me now, fucker? Yep. Hey, Joey Goldberg, what's up, you cocksucker? You know what I'm saying? Did I see you down in Brooklyn the other night, you motherfucker, with a fucking black chick? Anyway.
You're such a good man, Ron Reck. Such a good man, Ron Reck.
What can I tell you? I thought you better.
He's got to be Jewish. You got to be Jewish, Ron. You got to be. Anyone who would be that upset over a gas can.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone that upset over a gas can has got to be Jewish.
It was funny. Yes, it was.
Them things are fucking aggravating. I'll tell you that. They're the loudest son of a bitching thing I ever been through.
I had a Jewish guy, right? I didn't know it at the time, but until I got the return in the mail, and it has a Jewish menorah, a candle thing for a sticker. This guy on the envelope here, and then the name is what's his name? Shemesh. I knew it now. This guy squeezed me and he just complained about every penny right down to the shipping. And I said, what the heck's wrong with this guy? How cheap could you be? And then I got the return in them. And then as soon as he got the item, he wasn't happy. He's very disappointed. So, he just bought something. It's killing him. It's eating him inside. Oh! He's holding his ass, So I said, just send it back to me. I'll give you back your money. Just send it back. It killed him to send it back. He wanted me to pay for the postage.
When they file that, they open up that claim against you, whoever opens that, they side with that son of a bitch almost 95% of the time, no matter who's right or wrong.
I know.
It's a whole racket going on. That's why I told him, I said, you can take
I get blamed in so many ways. Why am I so discriminated against? Why do people like me so? Because I'm black and I'm Jewish and gay. Is that why people got to fuck with me?
Really?
Well, you got the trifecta. You got the trifecta.
Black, Jewish, and gay. So you got 3 months to celebrate.
Yeah.
Son of
he's the trifecta. He's got the Trinity.
Where do I get in there? How do I get in?
This, man? I'm telling you just got to claim it. Just claim it. It's yours. Automatically free.
That's it, right? I'm just going to say I'm black and I'm gay.
I don't have any problems with Jews, Ron. I like Jews. I like all people.
I like Jews too. I like cranberry juice, grape juice.
You really think I'm a Nazi? Hell no, I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a white supremacist.
You look it. I swear to God, I seen your picture on a documentary. I know it had to be you.
Fucking Goebbels.
I seen your picture, all bald headed and shit. And I swear to God,
I got a bald head.
You look like Schultz's little brother. You look like Schultz's little brother. I swear to God.
Joseph Goebbels.
Hogan's Heroes. Yeah. Little Schultz.
Jim did it for me, man. You gotta get a wig. I'm right. Man, oh man. No, seriously, I'm not a racist or that type of person.
I ran into a lady. She was a liberal, and she's Democrat liberal, and I saw Ohio Biden. And I walked away.
Biden.
Ohio Biden.
Oh. To be honest with you, I can't stand a lot of Republicans.
You gotta feel sorry for that poor old man. Come on, man. Fuck.
You know what, Ron?
He is
doesn't know what's going on anymore.
It
He's not
pisses me
even
off
connected
more than anything.
anymore.
My mom got dementia. I watched how bad that got. I would, if I could ever get to say something to somebody involved with Biden, I'd tell his wife she's a bitch for letting that guy go through this on the stage that they're letting him. They're letting his family's letting him get embarrassed.
No, you're misconcepting the fact of the money.
Well,
fuck him. I'll drag that fucker around the place for the money.
But they don't care about the money, Ron.
Biden's a brand.
Take him off the
weekend
stage and where the rest of them
weekend at Biden's. I'm telling you, weekend at Biden's.
Well, Ron, you heard my case in the beginning of the show here. Come on, Mr. Court Wizard.
Yeah.
Mr. I won all these cases. I need your help.
You're going to fucking prison. You're a drunken alcoholic, drug addict, abuser. You're fucking job violated. You've been found guilty in a court of law.
Nazi drug
Nazis.
addicts.
Nazi fucking Jew bastards. Nazi Jew bastards.
So you're saying even with your expertise and all you winning all the time, I still can't win, huh?
No, I'm not saying you can't win, but you went about the wrong fucking way.
Well, what way did I go about the wrong way? Explain it to me, please.
Well, you went fucking apeshit bananas and following all kinds of silly shit, first off, instead of doing it the right way, which would make it
filed a motion
easier.
to dismiss, Ron.
No, that's not what you do. That's not
okay, what do I do?
Okay. You should have filed a motion to withdraw fucking your guilty plea. That's what you should have done.
I never pled guilty, Ron.
Well, somebody did for you. There's another little thing you could throw in the pot.
Somebody represent you.
Yeah, somebody did.
All right, Ron. Okay, okay, I got you. Okay, I'll agree with you, Ron. Hang on, guys. Hang on. I'll agree with you, Ron. Okay, what do I do now? What do I do now?
It is. Well, that's what you do. You do exactly that. Go file a motion to withdraw guilty plea. Ineffective evidence. Insufficient evidence, I mean. What evidence they have that you were fucking
intoxicated? I just filed a complaint with the Bar Association already.
That don't fucking matter either. That's way too jumping ahead. You missed the first 4 steps going into this.
Okay. I missed all this. So you say now I need to I need to withdraw. You're saying withdraw my guilty plea, even though I never pled it.
Withdraw.
So under what grounds?
Doesn't matter. Don't matter. Don't fucking matter. Look at transcripts of the case. See who did plea for you. But the judge, that makes it even better. Did you give him consent to plea for you? Because you got to have that thing called consent. And the reason why you're in so much trouble, listen, the reason why so much fucking trouble because you gave consent and don't fucking know you did. Okay? When you signed that fucking driver's license, you gave consent to go by this bullshit. That's exactly what you did.
Then when you stand up in court when they walk in, you give them that fucking, you enter into their jurisdiction. You surrender to them.
Well, kind of, sort of. Once you go past the double gates, then you pretty well fucked up. You're on the boat. I know it sounds crazy. I know that shit. Well, okay. Why the fuck are them things in there?
That's right.
Why in the fuck does every courtroom have that shit in them fuckers? Some don't. I mean, very few. It's the real poor fucking money grabbing fuckers. But majority of all courtrooms have them gates in them. Why?
That's right.
Why is that? Is that the motif for a fucking courtroom? No, it's not.
That's the division.
Gates for what? What are you talking about, gates? What are you talking about?
When you walk through, like when you push it to the side, you can go up and to walk into the courtroom. They actually get in behind the podium.
My courtroom doesn't. Okay, my courtroom doesn't.
Yeah, some of them don't.
Okay, it doesn't matter. There's a mandatory one there. Yeah, there's a mandatory one there. It doesn't matter. But here's when you lose your shit. The minute when you go to court and you plead not guilty, when you did that, you just gave them motherfuckers consent to completely fuck you in the ass.
Yep.
Everything you're charged with, you're already fucking guilty. Just like you pled guilty. Even though you think it means the opposite, in the real world it would mean the opposite, but it don't.
So, Ron, you're telling me all these people across the country today are lost already then? We all lost. Everybody that's lost. Everybody that has a driver's license is lost.
Joe, what's happening is you can't go in there and get a win. You're never going to get the W. But what you have to do is Let it.
Not in Jump Street.
Yes, it's hard to
like
explain.
like marinating a steak. Yes, marinating a steak slow. You know.
Yep.
Right. You don't get all jumpy. You get all jumpy. That's where you fuck yourself.
Yep. And when you start saying I got the W and I
again.
upset to beat these guys, they're not going to let you do that. You're not going to win. You're never going to win.
Right.
But what you will do is you will come away from it way ahead from where you could be, where they could put you down into the dirt. You know, I mean, they make it really bad.
Well, but no, he could win it. He could win it. But the thing is, you got to have. Listen, okay, 9 times out of 10, when you plea deal a fucking deal, which is what he did apparently. Okay. Okay. What happens? You just gave consent to fuck yourself. Now the reason most of the time they get. Well, yeah, but that's not the whole point. But the point. But here's how they got to get paid. They got to get their conviction.
They got to have that plea
They don't
bargain.
get paid.
Yep. They got to have the guilty.
Well, no, they do the plea. They got to have that guilty plea. That's right.
That's it.
So as soon as you do that, and of course they, like I said, they manipulate you, man. They says, well, if you take this to trial, I'm gonna get you 5 years in prison. If you plead, guilty, we'll just give you 2 years probation and smack you in the hand. Let's go down the road.
That's
same
why
shit.
you
But
never
you gotta go
see.
so the rules. You got to go by these other rules to live by, so you fuck up, so I can fuck you out of some more money. They should say that to you, but they don't. But that's exactly what they do.
Guilty plea, they don't get paid.
Right.
See, what happens is that's why 90% of trial or the court don't go to trial. Why? Because your goddamn attorney, whether you pay for him or he's a public defender, he's in the bar association, so he's on their team. So what happens is when they get that plea bargain, that's a guilty. That means they're going to get paid. When it's the not guilty,
I got all this.
Held accountable.
But
I got all this.
The
So
fact
how
too,
do I get out of this now?
Takes his oath, he becomes an officer of the court.
Yep.
You got to file a motion, withdraw guilty plea. That's the first thing. But you have what evidence do they have against you? Look at the evidence they have. What do they have?
Nothing.
Hearsay. They have any physical evidence? Pictures, video.
Nothing.
Bottles, drugs, pill bottles.
Nothing.
All hearsay. Okay, well that's a good one. That's
it's all hearsay in the report. That's all it says.
I would file a motion to withdraw guilty plea. And take it to trial, jury trial. Make them, force them. If they don't do that, then you file a complaint in the fucking federal court under civil disobedience claim, okay? Because they're not playing by the fucking rules.
All right, I'm filing a withdrawal of my guilty. Under what grounds? What rule? What case law? I mean, how am I? I can't say I'm withdrawing my plea. I have to have a reason.
Insufficient evidence.
Insufficient evidence. Okay.
That's right.
I'm writing this stuff down now, Ron. That's what I'm saying.
Or you could also throw insufficient evidence with insufficient counsel. Both of them. Hit them hard twice.
Ineffectiveness of counsel.
Because you know what?
When he left
court
but you got to have the evidence to prove it. You got to have the evidence to make the case.
Joe didn't sign nothing. So did his
attorney? Matter.
But did his attorney go ahead and sign
attorney
Joe's
probably
name?
Did. Probably.
That's what I'm thinking.
Probably.
Right.
Probably.
So you can say there's
He's an officer of the court. The court comes first. Insufficient counsel.
Yep.
Your claim to be in trial. I never signed. Doesn't matter about jurisdiction.
I got private caller guys that wants to jump in here too, so let's bring them on. No, everybody can't shout over each other, please. Go ahead, private caller.
Joe, this is Kat.
Yes.
He wants to be nice.
One more time. Everything Ron Rack and you just heard is bullshit. You cannot file a motion on a case that the judge has already ruled on and closed the case. The case has been closed because now if you don't pay the fines, then they are going to take your driver's license from you. The only thing you get is my husband. I went through the whole thing with him, and it's over. You get one trip through the Rose Garden, is what my husband said. So the only thing you can do is to appeal it. In order to appeal it, you have to file.
Fuck no.
You have to write that shit and send it to him and everything.
What about a motion for appropriate relief? Motion for appropriate relief.
No, you got to take it back to trial, man. You're going for a second trial.
You cannot take it back to trial. You get one trial.
Yes, you can. If it's still, doesn't matter. If the case even still active, you can still take it back and file a motion to withdraw guilty plea.
It's not active, Ron. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Is he still on probation?
Don't know what you're talking
Does he owe money?
You only have 10 days to appeal.
He owe money?
Yes, he owes money, right? He owes money because that's why
so
the
case is
state
still
has
active.
gone through the DMV
case is
on
still
it.
active.
It's not active.
Yeah.
The case is over. It's done. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. Shut up.
What do you mean, kid? What? Okay. Enlighten me.
Well, I got a letter from the DMV, Ron, that says that the case was over.
The criminal part of the case is probably closed because that judge then rendered a verdict and then goes
just read
ahead
the first
and says,
paragraph
okay,
here. Guys,
after
let me just read the first paragraph.
It's not a verdict. It's a ruling.
The DMV comes in.
Let me just read, Ron, for Ron's sake, let me read the first few lines here. It says, effective 12:01 a.m. on July 5th, 2024, your NC driving privilege is scheduled for an indefinite suspension in accordance with General Statute 20-24-1 for failure to appear as follows. Violation date 2022-408. Citation number, and then it gives me a citation number, and then it gives me the court, and then it gives me the criminal file number 2022 CR. So and that's it. And that's what it says for failure to appear. For a citation hearing.
Suspend your license for failure to appear.
Read another paragraph to him about how they're going to contact.
Well, it says the Division of Motor Vehicle cannot accept payments and stuff like that. It says I have to contact the court to straighten it out with the court first.
You have to pay the court.
Right, you got to fine him for restitution, just like a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Go down there. Listen, this is the way to get out of this. Go down there and pay your fine. Take that documentation to DMV, and it's over with. It's done.
Yeah.
It's over with.
That's right. That's what I'm saying, Joey. I told you got to call down there and find out how much. Just like paying a ticket on the phone or over the line or online.
Right.
You pay that fine. And then they notify, but you should call down to the DMV and say, hey, listen, I got this taken care of. Here's the case number, blah, 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 and speed the process up, but at least let them know ahead of time, because if they don't, you don't do that.
Don't do that.
Footwork. Yeah, if you don't do the footwork, they're going to let it sit and screw you.
No, don't call the DMV. You go down to the courthouse, and you go down to the DMV and show them your receipt where you paid it all. You'll get a release when you go down to the courthouse, and it's over with.
You think so, if I just pay the fine? Okay, that's possible. I'm gonna call the clerk tomorrow and find out.
You can't file any motions on a closed case. I'm telling you, unless you're going to appeal it.
It's not. Case is not closed.
I can't appeal. I only have 10 days to appeal.
Owed. You could. I file a motion to withdraw my guilty plea in a fucking New York second. But
no, you have to file a motion for appropriate relief if you want to reopen the case.
No. That's during
North Carolina law. You have to file a motion for appropriate relief. That's what it says. I'm reading it right now.
But it has to go through trial first to prove. It's got to be proven without a benefit of a doubt.
But the lawyer already entered a guilty plea in on my behalf without my permission.
Money, but if you owe them money, listen, you got to clear this shit up first. Take care of that. Then go back and file a motion to withdraw guilty plea and take it to trial. That's what you do. You got shit pending, sticking on the same case. The case is still fucking active.
Over.
Yes, you can.
You cannot.
No, it's
Ron,
not.
you don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do, can. I've done it. I've done it many times. I'm serious. This is not nothing new to me.
When a judge has ruled and you had a chance to file in those 10 days and you didn't do it, you gave up that right.
Yep. That's what it says right here. Where I forfeited my right to appeal.
Joe? They give you
30 days. You have 10 days.
10 days. Yeah, it's already. You've already passed
Ron
that.
Rack thing, then people would be going back to court all the time for all kinds of shit, and the courts just don't have time for that.
But it does also say that I can withdraw my plea by filing a motion for appropriate relief that will reopen the case. But I have to have grounds and reasons why. Like ineffectiveness of counsel, something along those lines, where a new violation that I discovered appeared. Like something happened that some evidence popped up that would overturn.
Was that state trooper there that gave you that shit and took you to jail that day when you went to court and saw your attorney? Was that goddamn cop there?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Joe, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
For you to file and to go back to court for whatever those grounds are, do you have the time or the money to do that? Because you'll need a lawyer.
I'd have to do it on my own. I'd hire a lawyer. You're talking probably $5,000.
Judges hate that shit. They just hate it. They're going to laugh you out of court. I'm telling you.
Hell, they may not even if you try to enter that, send them the information to try and open that up again, they may just send it back to you and tell you to go pound salt because they're not even going to entertain it. You know, they may deem you not even be able to do that. So you can pay that damn fine so they don't take your fucking license.
I've seen the prosecuting attorney send letters back
your license, you're gonna get
saying
in
case dismissed. We don't give a fuck about it no more. We done got you once. We're going to get you again. Fuck you. I've seen it happen a lot of times too.
You want to do everything.
You can. Well, people have reopened their cases, sure. You know, but like she said, judges don't like that.
So what? They don't like it because they're guilty of something.
If you look it up under North Carolina says a motion for appropriate relief is the only motion I can file.
That's because they already got paid for it.
They're assholes. Yeah, but that lawyer didn't have no right to do that. I instructed him no. You know, he's a maggot. He's a maggot.
There's your. If you wanted a reason to have to pull it and reopen it, that's it right there. You have to look into that and figure out how you want to address that and say, hey, my counsel, I fired that prick. He did absolutely everything opposite of what he was instructed to do. I mean, unless you gave him power of attorney over you and you don't know you signed something you didn't sign. I mean, you'll have a hell of a time proving that because all of them are on the same team. End of the day.
That's right. They can make one up. It doesn't matter.
But the one thing is,
you don't count. It don't matter.
If you let it go and don't pay that fine, what happens?
All right, I got another caller here who wants to jump in here. 225.
You have to pay a reinstatement fee.
225.
Hello, people. Mike.
Yes, Mike.
You know, now what's this case all about now, Joe? I'm just joining you. What's this case all about?
Well, it's my case, really, where I was pulled over. Do you remember the story about my DUI and stuff?
DUI. They gave you the Narcan and all that stuff.
Yeah, yes. And my lawyer went to court and pled guilty for me without my permission. You know, without me even knowing. Yeah. Well, I got a letter from the DMV saying they're going to permanently suspend my license, my driver's license.
When did you get this letter?
About a week ago, maybe, I guess. I don't know. It was sitting on my kitchen table. I didn't even know it. I just put it on the table. I opened it up to yesterday, actually, last night.
Oh, okay. So if you're just getting the letter just recently.
Yeah, it says July 5th. It says July 5th they're going to suspend my license if I don't address this. So they give me plenty of time, obviously.
Okay, let me tell you. There are two types of motions for appropriate relief in North Carolina. The first one you don't have right to because you have to file it within those 10 days. But the second one is the second type of motion for appropriate relief is governed by GS 15A 415.
Yes.
It generally may be filed at any time after judgment. A person may base this type of MAR on the grounds identified in blah, blah, blah. For example, that the trial court lacked subject matter jurisdiction over the case or that the conviction was obtained in violation of state or federal constitution. An assertion that an indictment or other charging document was fatally defective is an example of a jurisdictional claim. Assertions that the defendant did not knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently ever enter a guilty plea or waive the right to be represented by counsel are examples of claims of unconstitutional convictions. So did you not knowingly, voluntarily, or intelligently enter a guilty plea?
I did not.
You did not? You did not know?
No, I never told my lawyer to enter guilty plea. I've been shouting this up and down. I remember when I went back to court a couple months ago. This happened a couple months ago. I remember everybody was talking about this, about my case on the radio. That's why so many people know about it. And my lawyer went to court and said, I pled guilty for you. I said, what?
Okay, but I'm going to ask you a question. You said on that last day you left and you went to lunch and your lawyer that afternoon pled the guilty plea.
No, he already did it. He already did. We were arguing all morning in the hallway, he and I, because they didn't call my case yet. I showed up for court. I didn't fail to appear. I went there with the impression to go to trial. I was going to take it to trial. because the Good Samaritan laws protect me anyway, because I could have took it to trial. The Good Samaritan laws under North Carolina protect me. I'm immune from prosecution. If they're claiming I was under the influence of any type of drug or whatnot, and someone called 911 for assistance to help me, medical assistance, while I was seeking medical assistance, that makes me immune from any prosecution for DUI, possession of any type of drug paraphernalia, or if they made this law for people that overdose and die and are scared to call for people in for overdoses. They made this statute in North Carolina. It's called the Good Samaritan Law.
I understand that, but let me tell you why you failed on this, because you knowingly did, and this is why they knowingly. I'm going to explain this to you. If you just listen to me, this is logical. This is not emotional, because you had 10 days because you knowingly entered. You know that was entered. So you had 10 days to file under the.
I filed a motion to dismiss, though, Kat. I filed a motion to dismiss. After I left that courthouse, about a week later, I went ahead and filed a motion to dismiss in case that lawyer did not follow my, Huh?
Based on what?
The Good Samaritan laws, 92-3. I think it's 92-3. Hang on, I'll pull it up. Good Samaritan laws in North Carolina. I filed my motion to dismiss based on that. I'm immune from prosecution.
Okay. All right. When did you file that? In what month?
Oh God, it was a while ago. The court acknowledged it and filed it. The clerk filed it because I got it back in the mail saying filed.
Did you ever receive anything from the judge?
No, nothing.
Then they didn't accept it.
Well, the court filed it. Well, if he dismissed it, I should have gotten a letter of dismissal so I could appeal it. I should have gotten some sort of communication back from them.
Yeah, but a judge can. But nothing happened, and you didn't follow up.
Dismiss? Well, how are you going to appeal a case?
I did follow up. I filed my motion to dismiss. It's up to them to respond after that.
You did not follow up and demand a response from the court. I'm telling you,
this
yourself.
How when the statute protects me, Kat? In 2013, North Carolina passed the Good Samaritan Narcan laws. Under this law, you are protected from prosecution.
I'm going to have to hang up if you keep yelling.
But you're not listening, Kat. You're not listening, though. If a statute protects me, Kat. Hang on, Kat, you're not listening. If a statute protects me from prosecution, how can they still prosecute me? And I filed a motion to dismiss based upon that statute. They can't ignore the statute.
That wasn't a basis. You did not, in that 10 days, you didn't bring this up during the court proceedings. You let them go ahead and, knowingly, you did. You let him enter a plea for you. So you did that. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I instructed him to withdraw that plea that day. I instructed that lawyer. I told him you had no right to plead guilty for me.
You're not listening. So then within that 10 days, what you needed to do was file a motion saying that your lawyer did not represent you, that they filed erroneously.
I did. I put that in the motion, Kat. I put that in the motion to dismiss. I put everything that we're arguing about in the motion to dismiss. I'm trying to get the motion to dismiss out so I can read it. I explain all this and cite the laws and statutes. Matter of fact, I got it right here. I got it right here, Kat. Pay attention now, because everything you're talking about, I argue.
Read it to me. I don't want.
Well, then you're not paying attention to my case. Then you're telling me on emotion. I'm going to read to you the law, Kat. What the law says, okay? And the law is the law.
It doesn't matter what you're saying right now. I want you to listen to me. This is why you're losing, because you don't understand the nuances of the law. Just trying to explain to you. I understand the concepts that you're putting forth right now, but what you're not understanding. When they say knowingly, that at some point you knew that this plea was entered of guilty.
Yes.
You knew it. And there was a ruling by the judge, and you had 10 days to respond.
There was no ruling. No, I didn't. Hang on. You said ruling by the judge. No, I did not. There was no ruling by the judge. All I knew is that my lawyer entered a guilty plea on March 31st, okay? On April 1st, I filed a motion to dismiss. See what I'm saying now?
Listen to me.
Why can't I file a motion, Kat, within that time period? You're telling me I ignored the time period. I didn't ignore any time period. On March 31st, he filed a guilty plea. On April 1st, I filed the motion to dismiss.
So when you filed that motion to dismiss, did you receive any response to it?
Yes, I received the copy of the motion filed, time-stamped by the clerk that it was filed. After that, I have not received anything else from the clerk. I did my due diligence. I filed my motion. Now it's up to the court to rule on my motion. They never ruled on it. They can't just ignore my motion.
Well, evidently they did.
Oh, of course they did, because they're corrupt.
All right. There's got to be more to this. There's got to be like a time.
No, there's not any more to this, Cat. No, there's no more to this.
No.
This is a jail that killed 11 inmates, Cat. That's what's more to it.
You don't listen. You don't listen. I would have to know more about from the day you were arrested, everything that was filed, how you got your lawyer. Was your lawyer court appointed?
No, I paid for him. Like $2,800 to be exact. After I was first arrested.
There had to have been a ruling by the court for them to now say they're taking away your driver's license. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
A ruling out there.
I agree. I agree. You're right.
Go back and find out what that ruling says. That's all I'm saying.
You're right.
So no matter the advice you get on here from anybody, what you really need is a copy of how come of whatever ruling happened in that court and why you didn't receive. The paper could have gone to your lawyer. You don't know. Your lawyer could be.
Well, why did they mail me back my copy of my motion, timestamps then? Why didn't they send it to my lawyer?
Because you filed that yourself.
Okay,
and
okay, then they shouldn't have mailed anything else to him then.
I'm going to tell you what you did wrong with that filing.
What?
Because you have to because before you enter a filing like that, you have to enter a thing saying that you no longer have your attorney, an appearance, that you're pro se now. And you didn't do that, did you?
Well, let's see what I put in my motion here. Comes now, defendant Joseph Gibson, defendant in the above caption case, and by through undersigned counsel. Okay, I put and through undersigned counsel. Respectfully moves this honorable court to dismiss the charges against him.
That would have been a standalone filing with the court.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. It was still filed, Cat, and they just ignored it. They just ignored it. What they should have ruled on that motion dismissed, and then sent me back a copy saying dismissed, and then that would have given me an opportunity to appeal that and then move forward.
No.
But since the court is so arrogant and they dismiss people and they don't and they think they could do what they want, they just ignore me.
No, you thought you could do what you wanted. You have to have standing because you have to have standing in front of a judge, and you didn't have standing because you did not let the judge know you were representing yourself pro se. I'm just trying to tell you, you're too emotional about this stuff and not thinking about it through.
You would be emotional too. You would be emotional too, Kat. They kidnapped you, locked you up inside of a cage for 17 days, handcuffed, and 20 cops beat the hell out of you. These people are liars. They're corrupt, and there's a long history with this court. Okay, they're assholes down there in Rockingham County. That's why I ran for public office.
Because you have to be sure and get all your ducks in a row when you go before a judge with things like this. The reason they ignored you, I will bet, is because you did not have standing to enter that motion.
Okay, so what should I have done, Kat? What should I have done? Tell me what I should have done. On March 31st, my lawyer says, I entered a guilty plea for you, and I tell him no, and I'm instructing you to go withdraw that. And then the next day I file a motion to dismiss. What did I do wrong?
You didn't have standing to file that motion to dismiss because you did not let the judge know. You had fired your lawyer, and you were now representing yourself. So the judge doesn't have to respond to that.
If my lawyer told me he was going to withdraw his counsel that day because he was arguing with me in the hallway, that's all I needed to know.
No,
I don't know what he did. He's an officer of the court. Well, let me ask you this question then. What right did he have to enter a guilty plea without my consent or my acknowledgement? What right did he have to do that? And
well, he didn't.
Just because he's my lawyer doesn't mean...
But it was incumbent on you to notify the judge that you now fired that lawyer.
You hired him to represent you.
Quit, and then you had allowed him to represent you. Now you have to tell the judge, you have to claim your standing in court, and you did not
I
do
did
it.
in my motion.
What?
I did in my
No,
motion.
you did not.
You didn't even read my motion. You didn't hear my motion. How do you know what I said in my motion?
Okay, that doesn't matter what you said in that motion. That motion.
Sure it does.
Listen,
What county, Joe? What
No.
county are you in?
Rockingham County.
Please.
It's not coming up in the court.
Please
What's
stop.
It's not coming up
Here.
under Rockingham.
Okay,
Rockingham
here is
County
why.
Court. Yep.
No,
I'm
you
sorry.
gotta-
Go ahead,
what's-
guys.
When
gotta
you
be a
enter
different
a
county.
motion, when you enter, it's not a motion that you're entering with the court. I forget what the name of it is. It's a notification to the court that you have now fired your attorney. This attorney does no longer represent you, and you are now representing yourself pro se. That is a separate filing that you don't. Then you document.
Court
stating,
announcement.
Yeah,
Court
it's an announcement. It's not a motion. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're not.
I don't think so. I'm not
I am
sure about
acting
that.
as. I am acting as
Yeah.
the attorney
My
for
own attorney.
Joseph Gibson.
Yeah, and the
That's
judge
right.
will give you, because then when you file that thing yourself, the judge says, but he has no standing. He can't do this. I know. He has a lawyer. He can't be filing this on his own. It made you
Why
look
not?
naughty. Because those are the rules of the courts.
There's no rule.
You still
in
have
that. What
a lawyer.
rule? Quote that. Cite that rule for me. What rule says I can't
Yeah.
file a motion, even though I have? I don't see any rules.
There are just rules.
You can file motions to you blue in the fucking face. It don't matter.
Send me your case number, Joe.
Right.
Case number is 22 CR 050880. And that's for the DUI. And then you got 22 CR 703183. That's for the reckless driving. They stacked the charges,
Was the
too.
car in motion when you did the reckless driving charge?
No.
Where's the evidence?
trooper never
Where's
even saw
the
me in the
evidence?
car. He never even saw me in the
that's
car.
It. You broke. Okay, but look, man, you got to have fucking substantial evidence to prove a case. You're saying
No, they have
case
to have
had been
substantial
ran
evidence
by
to convict me
circumstantial
beyond a
evidence.
reasonable doubt.
You pled guilty.
Okay.
I never pled guilty.
Yeah, I get that. He gave in. Right. Well, yeah. Well, you could have pled guilty when he was on the scene and don't know you did it.
No, his lawyer pled guilty for him.
I understand that, too. I get that part. Right. I'm just saying, though, by his statements he made to the police or the ambulance drivers or anybody, could have fucked him right then and there on the spot. That is substantial evidence. It's got a lot of weight when you open your mouth when you're dealing with cops or anybody in any type of situation like that. So you're admitting you're a party to it. You're giving jurisdiction to them to do it. You're fucked, you know. But what I meant about the fact of withdrawing your guilty plea, the case has to be completely over. There can't be nothing pending, like fines and fees and other bullshit. It can't be there because it's still considered active. Okay? But not in the active way you're thinking, as a case is still going on. No, it's active because it's still got shit moving in it.
Well, I can
That's
tell you
when
right
he's
now,
told-
My
something's
lawyer,
going
though,
on with
told
it.
me
It's
that
not,
he was withdrawn.
It's not finalized,
from the case.
Joe. There's no decision made right now
After
because I'm
the fact.
looking right at your docket. It's hearing.
Yeah.
I just searched it. Hearing search results. It says hearings for the party name Joseph Gibson between the dates of 6/18/2023 and 6/18/2024. I searched it one time and it just said none available, and I just redid it, and now it comes up and says hearing search is having trouble processing your search. Try again later. Something's not finalized.
Are you typing in Joseph
Maybe.
Gibson III?
Oh, I just put sounds like, but Gibson would come up.
Yeah, I know, but there's a lot of Gibsons.
It's a common name.
There's a lot of
No,
Gibsons.
no.
Common name.
I'll go back
Common
to it.
name.
It is possible. It is possible. Now listen to this. It is possible there was no ruling, but because you didn't show up for some hearing, that they're going to take your license from you.
That's
So-
true. Failure to
I
appear.
never heard of that. I never heard of that. If you owe them money, that's when they do that bullshit. They hold it ransom. Your freedom. They hold your freedom for ransom.
This is what it says, Pat, in the rules of North Carolina.
Joe, what's
sorry.
your attorney's last name?
God, I forgot actually. Williams, I think. What the hell is his last name? Oh man, I think it's Williams. Terrence Williams.
Okay, what was the judge's name?
Oh God, I don't remember. Oh man, I don't remember. Grogan, Judge Grogan.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Judge Grogan.
That's a Jewish name. That's a Jewish brother. Okay.
He's a Republican too.
He's all right.
Anyway, it says once the
Jewish
parties.
Republican? Oh wow.
It says, this is what it says. It says right here, it says, let's see, I just had it. Once parties reach a negotiated plea settlement, the defendant tenders their plea in open court. The trial judge must be convinced of two things before accepting the plea. Remember that, that's what it says. So then it goes on about the rules and everything. You know, obviously I have to appear before the judge. The lawyer can't plead guilty before me without me being present in the courtroom. That's completely asinine. The judge has to be convinced that I'm accepting that plea or entering a plea of guilty beyond, and accepting whatever terms the court lays down at that time. Yep. You just can't say you're guilty. I'm going to plead for my client. I'm not even there. Where's my client? Where's the client at? Surely he must ask that. So what you're saying, Kat, must be true is that it must be a failure to appear.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yep. I failed to appear, and that's why they're going to suspend my license. Yep. So it's a failure to appear. Now it's going to cost me double the bond because the bond is a failure to appear now.
Every state's different, I guess.
What do you mean, Ron?
They don't do that here in the state of Missouri.
What do they do?
Nothing.
Well, I don't understand why you're telling me that they're... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now, if you owe child support, they'll suspend your driver's license.
So why are they saying I owe money in this letter, though, Ron? They're saying I owe money.
You definitely got something fucking tied up because I just went through James Grogan for the last year with your name. Doesn't even show anything on the docket. Not at all. So it's not finalized.
Huh.
And your failure
there should be some docket activity.
Something's being done with it.
Docket entries?
The paperwork that he filed that motion.
Did you see any docket entries, man? Don't you have cases and everything in that fucking state?
No, they won't let me do nothing with that. It's showing that there's no record or it's having trouble finding it. And it's probably because he filed that motion to dismiss, which has got them all fucked up and they don't know what to do with it.
That could be it too.
Turn it over to the DMV and then
but
if
it's dismissed, it'd still be on record. It'd still be on record, even if it's dismissed.
It's got.
The only way it's going to be gone if it's discharged.
Right.
No. The case is going to be documented as it goes on.
It
has docket entries, hearing dates, schedule hearings,
parties involved. My last court date was March 31st. March 31st was my last court. Shut up, Ashley, you stupid jerk in the chat room there, you stupid idiot.
Okay, so
what are you talking to?
I checked from today back to 2023, so I went back a whole year for everything.
I was arrested April 8th, 2022. If that'll help you out. I was arrested April 8th, 2022.
I'll be back.
When was your last court hearing?
March 31st.
This year?
This year, yeah. This year, yep. Because on April 1st, I filed my motion.
Somewhere.
As soon as I walked out of that court, I went right home and I started typing up this motion to dismiss. It was a fake arrest anyway, Kat. That's what I'm trying to say. Where's the probable cause for the arrest? The magistrate should have never allowed him to arrest me that day when I got brought before that magistrate because the Good Samaritan laws protect me. Kat, I had a girl on my street overdose on heroin in her mother's van, okay? She overdosed. She's in the driver's seat. The sheriffs come. They give her that Narcan crap, right? And they let her go. Because there's nothing. I said, why'd you let her go? Why you guys let her go? I'm talking to the deputy sheriffs. He goes, yeah, the Good Samaritan laws. We can't prosecute her. Well, what the hell was I arrested for 2 years ago then? If that's what they're claiming with me. Even though I wasn't overdosed. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even in my vehicle. I was in the ambulance. the trooper never even saw me in my vehicle. And, Kat, there's a whole other thing to this story that you're not even getting. I was working for the DEA at that time. Okay, I just got off of work. I was just made an undercover drug buy with the Greensboro Police Department. So, you know, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Are you there, Kat?
There's a lot more to this than this. This is a very strange story. I mean,
yeah, it's Joseph Gibson running for public office down here, and what it is I uncovered a lot of shit, dirty shit that these people were doing down here, and a couple corrupt officers too that were working with me. And you know what? It was probably a setup job. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. This sounds dirty as hell. Because nothing
it don't make sense, right, Kat?
No, it's not logical. Nothing is logical about
Thank you. That's what I said.
That's right.
That's why when I was talking to you and going through it by what would be considered down here normal court rules, and I looked up the ways in which you can do for the appropriate relief thing. It just doesn't add up. So you live up near Virginia, huh?
Listen, this stupid idiot sent me a private message. What'd you say, Kat? Yeah, I live on near the Virginia border, state line, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the trooper should have never. You see, the trooper got a hard on. He should have never arrested me that day. There was no grounds for it.
No.
He says in his police report, I cooperated with him. I seemed normal. I answered all the questions. You know, he never gave me no sobriety test. No, nothing. I mean, I was receiving medical treatment in the back of an ambulance. He doesn't know why I was in that ambulance. He never saw me driving. So how would he know anything other than this is just a regular routine medical call? You know? I mean, how does he come up with a DUI on this? That's the thing that gets me.
I already told you how he got that because the EMS.
Well, yeah, you're right. The ambulance driver told him. Yeah.
Yep. So you're fucked on that one there, no matter what.
Yeah, but the ambulance driver does. Yeah, but just because the ambulance driver says he saw me in my car doesn't give him probable cause to arrest me for DUI and reckless driving. Where's the probable cause? You know,
well,
he never saw me
driving.
driving.
They should just go ahead and give you 10 years in prison, and then when you get out, start all over again, get your license back, you'll be fine. Okay?
Yeah, that's probably how long it's going to take to fix this mess.
Pay
all
your
fines.
You ain't getting out.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. They don't want. They're not going to let it go.
Smaller than the usual other guys.
I'm a famous political candidate down here. I've been all over the media. They don't know what to do with this. They want to screw me. They want to F me over, and they don't like me. And and they're just waiting. They probably can't figure it out why I haven't been picked up. Probably for the failure to appear yet. You know. Who knows? Because there's got to be a warrant out for me for failure to appear.
Talk to you. I mean,
what's that?
Damn, man.
What?
I said we all hate you here, but we still talk to you, don't we?
Really?
Yeah, a lawyer's going to cost $5,000 more. You know how much money I've spent on court costs over the last 5 years? It's just ridiculous.
Who cares?
Man.
Keep giving. Keep giving, brother. To the holy book of the
man.
law book.
I don't have any more money to give.
Book, brother. Give yourself to the good law. Don't go to the Lord, go to the law and give it to it. Go to that church of money sucking.
I mean, I can only make so much money. I have so much time and raise a family and pay, live my life.
Well, come get what you own then. You don't need that car no more. You don't need that.
I wanted to retire
to
5 years ago. That went out the window.
No, Grandpa. No, Pawpaw. You're staying going, you old fucker. You dropped it. Keep pumping that money into the Social Security. We want your money.
Retire at the age of 43 years old. I think that was a pretty good goal.
The more you
I
work, the more we can
take
from you. Yeah, but you failed.
I almost made it. I should have got the
hell
out of here.
They took your license.
I should have left North Carolina.
Now you're going to be broken homeless. You're going to live in a goddamn
I can't drive. Oh, what happened, Ron? I thought I don't need a license to drive. Come on. Well, how do I get out of this one now?
I don't have one. I don't use one.
Yeah, right.
I don't need it.
You drive around with no license plate on your car, you're going to tell me. You drive around, no license plate, no driver's license. You drive up and down the road, no plate.
Nothing.
Get out of here.
I do.
I don't believe it.
I do. Why? I don't need it.
How am I trying to screw myself, Ashley? I'm a moron. I'm trying to weasel my way out of a DUI. How, Ashley? How?
Yeah.
How am I trying to weasel my way out of a DUI, you idiot? I wasn't drunk.
I don't see her typing that in your chat.
And I wasn't under the influence of anything either. Not that I know of, anyway.
He was fucking ripped. He was fucking ripped, man. Come on, fuck.
How do you figure? Well, how come they didn't find anything then? What'd I do with it?
Sounds good, don't it?
It was a brand new car.
New car, out fucking showing up, getting fucked up with his buddy every bar.
Well, tell me something. What idiot would I just made an undercover drug buy with 28 grams of crystal meth. Let's see, it was 3 8-balls of fentanyl, I think it was. I forget. I got everything written down. And there was some crack cocaine involved that day too.
Well,
but what did I do with it all then? I turned it over. I was being monitored.
You didn't turn over all of it, Joe. Come on, man.
How could I?
We know you wrapped up a couple lines.
What did I do with it then? Why would I do it anyway? Well, why would I be driving around doing it then? That'd be the most stupidest thing in the world to do.
Joe.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Look at the source. Come on, man.
You shouldn't talk about that on air, God.
Well, why? It's public record. Public records. I don't work for them no more. They wanted me to come back and work. I said nope. Nope. It's not. They don't pay. They pay worse shit. You know what they pay these guys? They don't pay them shit. $35,000 a year. That's what they make. Who the hell? That ain't shit. You know, I made more cutting lawns.
Well, that's why you that's
put your life on the line for $35,000 a year.
You maybe make $35,000, but you can make $35 fucking $1 million on the side.
Yeah, right.
You cut in the bag. You raid for the dope. You cut in the bag for some money.
I just don't understand putting your private business like that out there. I just don't get it. I mean,
what do you mean? I don't understand. What'd you say?
Putting your private business out there on.
It's not private. It's not private. I ran for public office. The news media talked about it.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you working undercover.
They talked about that too. They talked about that too. Didn't you read the articles? I mean, well, you probably didn't, but they did news reports about me. Ask Lorianne. She saw half the crap. CIA, everything. They put it all out there. Everything. You know, there's a book written about my life on Amazon. I mean, you know, there's nothing. Everything's out there. There's nothing to hide anymore. Why hide it anyway? Why do I want to be deceptive and hide things from people? You know,
what's your middle name, Joe?
And keep things. Allen. Joseph A. III, Gibson III, they should say on there, or Joseph Allen Gibson III. I mean, I don't believe that people should keep secrets. You know, I don't think that you. I think when you're especially if I'm running for public office, everything should be transparent and out in the open. I got nothing to hide. I've done nothing wrong.
I'm not going to sit on the radio with all you people and who knows listening and talk about my private life. I'm just not going to do it. But that's what you want to do. Do it.
That's it. Everyone has their reasons why. But again, if you survived 2 murder attempts years ago and your case was made national news, I would say you don't have too much really to hide anymore. You know, I mean, it's kind of like out in the open. So it's you know, so there's no point. So now the best thing I could do for safety reasons to protect me is to make sure everyone knows about it. This way here, when they go to whack me again or try to whack me again, then everyone's going to say, yep, these guys did it. These guys did it, you know? So it kind of protects me in a way.
Yeah,
that's what I was told.
Question. Why are you putting yourself in danger? Why do you continue to put yourself in danger?
Well, I thought I was doing the right thing. You know, I went to work. You know, look, we have a drug problem in my community, in my state. So I went to work, and plus I was in the academy to be a police officer, actually. So I went to work undercover. I mean, you know, I wanted to stop drugs.
Like Al Pacino said, you get hurt walking your doggy.
You hurt walking your doggy.
Remember that? You go out and get hurt walking your doggy.
That was that movie Heat, right?
Yeah. Hey, check your messenger, Joe, and you'll see what I sent you. What I've come up with, and it's unfucking believable.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking. It's at the dead end. It's not there. It's just not showing shit. How can it not?
I got another caller here, 907. Connect them too. Hang on, I'm watching my board too. Hang on, let me see.
It's nothing.
I mean, yeah. Dave,
I searched your attorney's name.
It's got to be on public record, right?
Unless
Dave?
it's. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's got something to do with those guys you were working with, and they got something tied up like that. Even I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Nothing. Wow. No hearings match your search, so I'm not even on record there. I'm not even in the court records at all.
I went back 3 years.
Yeah, that's wrong. I had cases pending back then. Maybe they erased it. Maybe they did.
I used your attorney's name. I used your county, your middle name, and the judge's name. Nothing.
Wow.
Not even pending.
Yeah, that's weird. That's odd, right there. They erased me. I don't exist no more.
Doesn't say dismissed or nothing, or he's dead or nothing.
Am I alive? Is this real?
Like Kat said earlier, it's not logical. You know, this whole situation.
You might have stirred some shit up, Joe. I think when you sent that dismissal paperwork, like we were going through. That some bitch, and if you filed that like you said you did, they might just have their shit on the shelf sitting there thinking, who's going to take this one? They're all going to have to figure out to repay their money back. They already collected your money.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody did tell me that, you know. Somebody did tell me that. I spoke to. I'm not going to say who, but somebody who's pretty popular and famous. He said, if I were you, I'd run. Don't turn around.
It should show that you were there. It should show that something is on the record. Something.
Yeah.
Pending. Unavailable.
I have thought about relocating. No, I have. Because I could disappear. Nobody would know the difference.
I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll call the goddamn news radio, the news channel down there, and
They don't want to hear it, Dave.
Well, I'll get him started. I'll be like, hey, that son of a bitch Joe Gibson's out there moving the shit, man. Take his license and he's going to start flying airplanes next, you sons of bitches.
Hey, I don't want to end up in Gitmo now.
Flying airplanes. If he's anywhere near the coast, he's going out of stuff.
No, I would never do nothing to hurt my country, that's for sure. I would never do nothing
there's a lot of shit. I wonder if they're confusing some of that with you. Rockingham, fucking Virginia was coming up, too, every time I typed that in for you before.
Oh, you got that? Yes. You got to make sure it's Wentworth, North Carolina, Dave. Make sure it's Rockingham County Courthouse in Wentworth, because there is a Rockingham, Virginia, that gets confused sometimes, yeah.
It does that. It did it 4 or 5 times. Now, let me go back to Wentworth. I'll be right back.
You're right.
I did see that. I seen that in there. That's why I asked you what county it was, because that's why they must have a subdivision for where that courthouse is in, because Virginia's got the Rockingham.
Yep.
Must be bigger.
Because it makes no sense why there's no records at all, Dave. I mean, that would make no sense.
Nope.
Unless they just deleted me and I'm no longer, around. I don't know.
They depersoned you.
Yeah. It's possible. I've seen it done where they've erased people's files and you just, that's it. You're not even a citizen anymore. You're just a lost soul. You try to apply for anything, you're just to get denied.
You're out there in the ether.
Well, it's happened, which I don't mind that actually, because I could live off the grid. I mean, I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, I could work under the table.
They won't let you do that. That's why they don't want.
No, they don't like that.
Right, because they can't collect that fucking money off of you then. Them accounts.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to trust a lot of people, too, like Kat was saying, putting my business out there. It is, though, because a lot of people are backstabbers, and they'll sell you out. I had guys working with me, and that were, I had some good people working with me, though, that were really good, honorable people that, try and do the right thing.
They tried. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when somebody tries to live off the grid, they'll try and get their money no no matter what. You know, I mean, Ron Rex decided to build to do a well, and they said, "Oh, we're going to try and put a meter on this well." You know, the county of whatever the county is that he lives in, right, Ron?
Why would they put a meter on his well if it's on private property? Now, if he tied into the city or town water, they would, I could see them putting a meter on it. Because there's no meter on my well,
Well, if he tied into the sewer system, that's part of the regardless if you have a well or not, then you're tied into the city because of the flushing.
Yeah, okay, if you got a sewer. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Shut up. Now this one here, I'm a Navy SEAL now in the chat room now. Shut up. You stupid idiot. Send me private message with that crap. Jerks. I don't know who the hell you're talking to. Dumb man. Oh man.
Hey, Joseph.
Yes.
Just ignore them.
Yeah, that's that. But it's kind of hard when they pop up there with that silly stuff, and you just look at it and you read it. It's like, come on. I mean, because they make stuff up, though.
Well, let them make up shit. Let them get their little fucking jollies off. Just don't acknowledge that they even exist.
Yeah. Hey, I sold that quarter. Is Cat still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold that quarter I told you I found for $495.
Oh my God, that is so great.
Yeah, that was a good find, man. That was a good find.
Oh man, yeah.
1932. Well, they're worth a lot, but it was uncertified. If it's ungraded and uncertified, that's a good score. Making that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, good. Buy my baseball cards then, fucker.
What kind of baseball cards you got? You got some collectors?
I got them all. I got Mickey Mantles. I got all kinds of shit.
Really?
I actually sold two. Yeah, I just sold 2 Hank Aaron cards today.
Wow. You got Mickey Mantle's rookie card?
No, fuck no.
You
fucking
racist motherfucker.
Racist?
Yeah, selling Hank Aaron like that. What did you
prostitute Hank Aaron.
Going on the block. Cheap, motherfucker.
Let's see. Who did I have? I had Reggie Jackson, George Brett.
Well, I'll have to send you a picture or something.
Willie Mays died today. Don't know Willie Mays died today.
Willie Mays did? Willie Mays, hey!
Who did?
Yeah. I got a bunch of his cards.
Fuck. Who did?
Jerry West died too.
Yeah, I seen Jerry West died the other day.
No, wait a minute. Stop. Who died today?
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to tell you this, I thought he was already dead. I thought he died a long time ago. Yeah, Willie Mays.
He's 93.
Wow. He was a long life.
Hank Aaron died he got the COVID, and then Bill Walton just died. Yeah, Bill Walton died.
Bill Walton?
Yeah, he just died the other day.
Yeah.
No, Bill Walton the center?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
really?
73? Yeah, 73.
Oh, man. I was just watching a documentary on him like 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, man. He was a good guy, too. He was a really good guy.
You better be careful. You better be careful with selling your ball cards and stuff because that's what this idiot government calls unrealized income. And
they fucking do. I got to go all through the hoops with this shit now. They've got that $600 deal on eBay. You can't fuck around with it. If you go over, I did that in 2 cards already. Yeah, I'm already over that shit.
Yeah, it's when they first started that sales tax crap.
Right? Because you can you can accumulate it, but
this is a totally new thing called unrealized income. anything, if you have a coin collection and it goes up and you haven't sold it yet, and
no, I thought coins were exempt from that.
Coin collection or whatever, or your house somehow, the value of your house somehow goes up or whatever, and you haven't sold it yet, that's what they call unrealized income.
No, I thought coins were exempt. Coins were exempt. It's just like in divorce proceedings too. Like they're exempt from any type of court proceeding because that's real money. That's tangible assets. I thought they didn't allow that to be like part of like monitoring by the IRS and stuff like that, or regulation. That's what I was always told.
But that's one of the new things that this illegitimate government is trying to get passed through. It's this unrealized income.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because I know with my house just selling, it was appraised at 2 years ago at $75,000, and I just sold it for $110,000. And BlackRock, a company that owns BlackRock owns that company, that's Truehold or whatever the hell they're called, but. So the markup went like that, and I can only imagine what the tax man's gonna say.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Well, it's a beautiful nickel, man. The gem. These gems are nice.
Now hang on. Back up. Is this the first house that you've sold?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, that
Don't forget your capital gains tax.
That should be exempt. Normally, your first house when you buy your first home, and you live in it for whatever, and then you sell it, and you sell it for more than what you paid for it. That usually for the first sale is exempt.
Yeah, basically, so they let you do that once, and then if you try to do it and make money off of them again, they're going to nail your ass to the wall.
Well, it's like you're flipping houses,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
To make money, to make an income.
Does anyone know about coins? Like, why did they come out with those coins with a gem look? That shiny, glazed over gem look. Why did they ever mint those or something?
They're uncirculated. They're uncirculated.
Well, that doesn't mean. Well, there's other coins that are uncirculated too.
Right.
But they made this glaze, this gem look, like it's a glazed silver look over it, like, or even with a penny, like it's glazed, to make it. Well, I just wondered why they did that. I mean, they're nice coins, but I'm just saying, it's just, you don't want to spend them, I mean, it's like, you shouldn't anyway.
Which coin, what did you say? You found a quarter, Joe? What did you find, one that was minted?
Oh, no, a 1932 quarter, yeah. 1932 best quarter. San Francisco.
That's the one. That's it, yep. I got comic books, baseball cards, stamps, Hot Wheels. Fuck, I got so much shit. I got a museum. I'm not kidding you.
I got a
I probably got 750, 800,000 cards, literally.
Really?
Yeah.
You got a fortune there, then.
Full of shelves. I got 3-bedroom house. I did all its fucking goddamn collectibles.
How'd you get them? How did you collect all those?
I've been saving shit since I was a kid.
Really?
And then, yeah, working, and I'd sell a car here, buy a car there, and then I'd make a deal with somebody, and I'd have when COVID came, all these motherfuckers went on Marketplace and just started dumping their baseball card collection. Oh, my God, Joe. I had to go buy a trailer one time to go to Kentucky to pick up, it was 30-some thousand cards. Then stop, and the guy goes, you can come back and get this other room I got to get into yet. And I'm like, listen, dude, I got enough shit.
How'd you find it? What'd you buy that for? Did you give them to you, or you buy it as a lot?
No, I buy them. But yeah, the thing is, there's so many cards out there that the problem with it is from like 1986, we call 87 is usually when it started, till 2010 they call it the junk wax era. They just overprinted everything. Everything.
Really?
Mass production. Yeah, it's garbage. And so before that, 86, 87 Fleer Michael Jordan card was the one that everybody wanted. That's a couple $100,000 card. And I actually went to the fucking village. I went to a thrift store, and I found a binder of cards, like a regular photo album. And it had about 15 real nice cards in the front of it, and they wanted $100 for the album. And I flipped through it, and I seen a gold card, and I just shut it, and I said, sure, I'll get it. I brought it home. I couldn't find this goddamn card nowhere. None of my Beckett magazines, none of my PSA stuff, all my graded stuff, I can't find it. I called my buddy, and I said, hey, let me send you a picture of this thing. He goes, you tell me what this is. He goes, why don't you bring that card to Texas, and we'll talk about it. And I go, what the fuck am I going to bring it to Texas for? He goes, dude, that's one of 99 cards. It's a LeBron James rookie, and I hate that son of a bitch. Number 221. It's a gold one of 99. It's got gold leaf inlaid on it, and it was number 97 of 99. And out of the 99, there's only been 5 of them that have been sold since they've been made. And the highest one went for $225 fucking grand. I sold one.
Really?
But it's graded. Mine was an 8.5 out of a 10, and I sold mine ungraded for $6 grand. And then the kid, I talked to a buddy of mine, his son's got a nice little shop, and they sent it out, and it came back an 8.5, and an 8.5 sold for $150 in the gold auction during COVID.
All these, around this country, all the collections people have and the stuff people have stored and stuff, it's just amazing.
I can imagine.
I
wish I could find the goddamn
hidden treasures out there.
The cars
there's a lot of hidden treasures.
Yeah, just so much. You know what's crazy? I'm starting to see pedal cars, and I'm sure, Ron and Kat and them guys know what those are. I came across one the other day, and I forget the name of the damn thing. It was pink. But it's a pedal car. They're metal, and they got little steering wheels and shit. But you never see them anymore because usually they're put away or pretty much just rusted out and rotten.
But for kids or for a regular adult car?
Well, no, it's a kid's car when you're young, but it was probably from the 20s and 30s. They were big, I imagine.
Okay.
I'm thinking, yeah. It's like a little kid could sit in it and he put his feet down in it, but he could pedal inside it, but he could fit inside it. It looked like a big wheel, but it was a little tiny car.
Yeah,
a truck car.
When we were kids. Yeah.
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 I came across one of them the other day, and I bought it for $100.
Huh.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I just put it in another room.
Restore it, maybe? Is it in perfect shape?
No, it's not. No, that's the thing. You got to leave them alone. For as long as they're not destroyed. You buy one that's tore up. You use it for parts, but this one's actually pretty nice. It looks like somebody just had it sitting and probably banged up, moving it around from here to there. But hell, it's a little tank's about what it is. It's a heavy son of a bitch.
I just find it hard to find deals because there's so many damn scams out there. Everyone's trying to trick you and rob you and cheat you, and it's like with coins.
Don't ever fucking deal with these people on Facebook and Marketplace because these.
Oh God, that's the worst. Facebook's the worst.
Porch pickup or whatever. You can sell something on Marketplace, and these guys are called porch stick-up. The fuck?
Yeah, it's bad.
I've got books everywhere now. I got 22 books I bought today, and it's called The World of Automobiles, an illustrated encyclopedia of the motor car. And this one's got a picture of a Ford GT40 on the front of it, and then this one is Columbia House made it, and people that. Like at the village, these discount places are like what do you call them? Goodwills. You go into these places, and I've got one right by my house, and all the stuff comes from New Jersey. I don't know why New Jersey, but I get there's shirts in there, stuff you can see the police department or everything's basically a baseball team, New Jersey, but all the stuff comes from there. So that's what I recommend. If you're looking for something older, like dishes, I collect some silver. I got some silverware, 1860 silverware.
You're all over the place with collections then. Man, you got a lot of stuff then. I try to stick to coins, and I'm in the stock market now, and just try to, stick with just one central thing, because it's too much. Can't carry it with me in a war.
Joe? I just moved a bunch of money around down at the credit union, and I opened up another checking account for just some other shit I wanted to do. And I talked to my banker, and I asked him, I said, "What's the story?" I said, "Can I buy any gold through you guys?" And he said, "No, we can't do that." He goes, "But we are getting ready to do some Bitcoin." Just the other day, I watched.
Really?
Yeah, but you know what's crazy is El Salvador. You know, they got that new president down there, and apparently he's the one that he built the new jail, and after that other asshole let all them other fucking maniacs out, and they're all up here now. But he put a lot of these people back in jail, and he's taken the whole country to straight Bitcoin. Straight Bitcoin.
Well, wait a minute. Do y'all know what happened last week about everybody was talking about Trump and the trials and all that stuff and Hunter Biden?
Yeah.
Do y'all know what happened last week?
No.
Well, Saudi Arabia is now selling oil. It's not tied to the petrodollar. So,
Oh, yeah, I heard that. Yep.
Yeah,
they cut it out.
So you
so
know
that's a move towards the BRICS, right?
There's a cryptocurrency called Tether, right? They're buying up the U.S. Treasury bonds. So, yeah, it's going to be crypto that's going to hold this economy together.
And then Russia just dumped, like, all their American bonds. I believe that's how that was working. Whatever Russia had, they dropped everything. Everything. So the bottom's falling out of the dollar bill, seems like.
You know what that is, right?
Well, yeah. NATO just gave away fucking a bunch of Russia's money to Ukraine.
That's right. That's
y'all didn't pick up on what I was trying to tell you. What we're doing is creating another Federal Reserve. It's going to be tied to Tether and another cryptocurrency called Circle. Circle is a CIA cryptocurrency. It's not real widely known, but I read about this stuff and study it and talk to people who do understand it. And Tether is going to be we're creating another Federal Reserve within the crypto world through Tether.
Is that through the WEF?
No.
No?
The WEF doesn't have anything to do with cryptocurrency.
Sure sounds like the World Economic Forum would have something to do with it.
No. Cryptocurrency.
Well, they're all corrupt anyway. I know. I just know they want to go to a digital currency, but I know the Bitcoin guy, that El Salvador guy, man, he's just fucking, he's switching it all over to that. It's at what, 60,000 now, I think. 50,000 or 60,000? I have to look.
It's 60-some thousand. But Ethereum, what happened recently was Ethereum was tied up with these court cases, and they were all dropped. So now Ethereum is going up.
Yeah, AI stock is what you want to buy. AI stock. All AI stock. You can't lose. You just can't.
You know, I heard somebody talk about that, Joe, and this guy was talking how severe AI is. They may have already lost control of that to the point that where a lot of the shit that the scare tactic bullshit that we're seeing might be AI driven. That's how it's crazy. That shit is just.
It's crazy.
I don't know. Every time I start looking for a white truck, now I got 500 things that come up on my phone. As soon as I turn my phone on, it goes right to what I was on before.
Huh.
Everywhere.
All this stuff that we've seen that the idiot that's currently occupying the office is doing, that, you know, him messing around on himself and him shaking hands. They're calling every time we see a thing of that, they're calling it either a deep fake or a cheap fake. All right, that's what they're that's what they're doing with this stuff. Even though you can plainly see that it's the real guy doing whatever he's doing, you know, they're trying to create a thing around all these tapes that say it's not real. You know, it's not real that he went into Normandy and all that stuff and wandered away from the whole thing. Georgia Maloney had to go back and get him and bring him back to the place, right? Or it's not real that you know, that all this guy. I'm starting to believe that this guy is not going to be their candidate. Biden is not going to be their candidate.
They probably want Newsom in there. It's probably who they want.
Yeah, this is who they want, but the problem with it is Joe Biden is not allowing. The Bidens don't want. They're so crooked and evil. They don't want to walk away. And
Mike, you follow news stories. You don't really. You just follow popular news stories. You're not. We all know this.
What's that?
Joe Biden's not going to be in there in November.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
Hell, his family's so bad. If he died, they'd fill him full of shit and sit him upright and have somebody run a puppet string above him to make it so they.
There's no way he could be there for another 4 years. That's common sense. I mean, look at him. He's walking around like he's lost.
Weekend at Biden.
He's a mess, is what he is, and it's sad because his family let that happen.
Weekend at Biden's right now.
That's right too. Exactly right. Weekend at Biden.
Well, I just want to know who they're going to put in there. Who they're going to put in as his replacement.
Hillary.
I can say that the Biden family can legitimately be put in jail, and it has nothing to do with any corruption or anything like that. But
pedophilia.
They and his and the handlers that are doing whatever in D.C. can all be put into jail and locked away forever.
Why?
And it wouldn't have anything to do with corruption.
Well, why? Why are we going to put him in jail for what?
Elder abuse. Biden has no idea what he's doing or where he's at. He shouldn't be where he's at. His wife should have
she should be locked
stopped it back at 20. I mean, before he even ran.
I said that, and I said it's sickening.
That's elder. What you're seeing now is strictly elder abuse.
Even McConnell. Mitch McConnell, same type of shit.
Yeah.
Ruth Gator Ginsburg, she was probably dead and they were wheeling her around and making it look like she was alive. These people up there, they can't relinquish that power. If the person that they have in place goes away, then they're shit out of luck.
Right, and that's the thing. And I mean, they're looking for somebody to step up. But I mean, I don't know who besides Newsom and maybe Schittmer over there in Michigan, and who else would they get?
I'm not worried about any of them because they're all the same anyway. They all act the same. Who cares?
Yeah, they all.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They're all criminals. Who cares? They're just actors for the moment. That's all. What's really concerning is them, NATO, getting ready to go to war with Russia, provoking them. They even threw away, he's trying for peace over there, and they just snub him, and it's just crazy. I mean, and NATO's breaking up, really. The Hungarians, they're not involved. They don't want no part of it. I mean, it's in Turkey. They're separated. I mean, it's just insane. I mean, is he going to take Ukraine or not? What's everybody think? You think he's going to get Ukraine? I mean,
Ukraine.
Okay, he's already got it. But
he's got it.
No, he doesn't want Ukraine. He just wants Eastern Ukraine.
He doesn't want the capital.
No, he don't want that. No, but he's if he wanted that right now, he's laying back because he doesn't. I don't think he wants war like these fucking war hawks we have, because that's the only way they stay in power is if they drive another war. How many years count backward? Every time there's a freaking world war or a conflict somewhere, we got our head stuck up its ass. Antagonizing it one way or another. Fucking. I like to punch Victoria Nuland right in her throat. I hate that bitch.
Okay. Get the violent talk off. See y'all later.
He's
Bye.
a piece of shit. I mean, when you say I can't help it, but when you see some of these people are just flat out plain pieces of shit. They have to have themselves involved in situations like that that cause so much death. People don't even look at that.
Where's Sarge tonight? Where's Sarge? Sarge's in the background someplace? What did he do? He didn't want no part of it tonight.
Email. He never sent me back no email yet either. I'm waiting on my kitchen spoons and my fork.
Yeah, I'd be careful, Dave, investing too much money in that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I'd be careful.
Let me tell you something. I invest all my money in guns. Hey, I watch all my money. And you know what? That's right. It's my money. I'm buying what I want with it. They better hope the fuck I can't get a hold of what I want, or I will buy an F-16. And then you're all in deep shit. Permission to pass above the tower. Goes right to the pattern is full. Oh, shit. Here I come.
I just want to be left alone.
Hey.
So in reality, then, my case, then, we got no resolution with my case, then. Where's Ron Reck at? Where did he go? He disappeared?
You need to go down there.
All these people, all these answers about driver's license. I come up with a driver's license case, and nobody can come to a common conclusion on what I got to do.
Oh, I can
file this.
Go down there and take some cash down there and say, hey, I'm so-and-so's brother. I'm here to pay his fine for him just so they don't lock you the fuck up if they know you're there. And then,
well, I think it's more to it than money. I'm going to have to appear before a judge, and I know that.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Right now I'm a political prisoner.
Hey, you know what? All right. Now, I know that, departments like DMV or Child Protective Services or stuff like that are real anal when it comes to collecting money and or whatever, Now, if the DMV is the one that is sending you all of this stuff saying that you owe them money and stuff like that, that means somehow they got an order or some legal documentation as to what is going on and why they're collecting the money and all of that stuff.
But I can't pay them, boys. They said I got to pay the court.
Wait a minute. Since we can't find any documentation in the court system, I go to DMV and say, produce the order that you are operating off of right now for me to have to pay you money.
All right, that's a good idea. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's good advice. I will contact the DMV tomorrow and find out what the hell they're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys sent me this. What are you going off of to determine this?
And you know what they're going to do? They're going to type it up and they're going to get it. They're going to say, well, this is what this is and this is. And then, but the court doesn't have anything. So then what do I do?
Well, the first thing is you have to see what the DMV is operating off of. And then once you find out what the DMV is operating off of, I go to the courthouse, to the county clerk, and say, you want copies of this.
Wait a minute, Joe. You got a statute that your DMV thing says it because of statute such and such is why they're doing that.
Yeah.
Don't you have two numbers for that already?
Yeah.
Yeah, look them up and see what the fuck that says.
What that statute says. What do I do with that paper?
Yeah, because you've got a number that says because of this reason.
What do I do with that damn paper now? Son of a bitch.
Something like
it was 20-something. Yeah, I remember. I'll find it.
So there's right there.
2024, 1. That's what it is. Statute 2024-1. North Carolina General Statute. Make sure, though. Make sure. Oh, here it is right here. All right. Damn, I got a mess in here now. Damn it, man. 2024-1. All right, let me look that up. See what the hell that is. NC Stat. See what the hell they're talking about here. Let's go to AI, huh?
Well, mine's already opened up.
say? I'm holding.
I'll let you look at it. It's under general provisions. It's local government budget settlement projects.
All right, here it is, right here. The division, it says North Carolina deals says revocation of driver's license for failure to appear or pay fines, penalties, or court costs related to motor vehicle offenses. It says here are the key points. It says it's still going. Blah 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 blah. It says resolves the charge in the trial division where they failed to appear, demonstrates they are not the person charged, pays the order, penalty, fine, or cost, shows that their failure to pay was not willful or requests remittance. Once conditions are met, the division restores the license. If the person complies before the revocation date, the revocation order is deleted and no restoration fee is required. Otherwise, they must pay the restoration fee. So that means before that date, I have to pay that fee. That's what they're saying. Now, but here's the clicker, though. The clincher says, hang on. It shows that their failure to pay willful. It shows it has to be willful. That means I willfully. As long as I'm willfully ignoring them, so it has to be willful. So if I'm willfully trying to comply with it, they can't revoke my license. So as long as I'm trying to cooperate and pay, so all I got to do is show them that I'm trying to cooperate, right?
Just ask them where are the court papers or legal documents that you are operating from on this case.
Okay.
For this payment.
Yeah.
Right.
Where are you getting? Hang on. I think they're going to turn around and say, yes, you failed to appear on such and such a date, and that's where they're getting it from. That's what they're going to say, I think. And then I'm going to have to go contact the clerk's office, you know.
Well, then that would mean
just ask, listen, Joseph, ask them for that documentation from the courthouse that you willfully or you didn't appear. They had the court had to have transmitted the fact that you did not appear. Ask them for those documents.
Now, how do I get out of saying that I did appear, though? Because I did appear. I did appear that day. So
well, the thing is, the judges
don't worry. Hey, whoa, Joseph. First things first. Get the documents that DMV is operating off of.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Just do that, and if it's says you did not appear in court or failure to appear or whatever, then at that point you can go back and say, when didn't I appear? What date did I not appear?
Dave, hang on, boy. My lawyer's name is Terrence Hines. I wasn't Williams. I screwed up. It's Hines.
Okay.
I got his name wrong.
When you went to court, what was your charge? What was your actual charge that you had to get the attorney?
DUI, driving while under the influence.
Okay.
DUI and reckless driving.
You can assume right now that the DMV is already looking at the max fine for you not appearing for that, whatever it would be. So but there's no record of it that we can see.
Here's why I'm saying get the order from that the Department of Motor Vehicles operating under. A friend of mine up here got divorced. The divorce was and case went through court in New York State. Okay. New York State issued the divorce and child payment and stuff that was more than what he could afford to pay. Period. Off of his paycheck. While his wife, he'd already paid for her education and she was making more money than he was.
Wow.
Anyway, he's up here in Alaska. He's working. He is paying child support to Child Protective Services here in the state of Alaska, which then sends it to New York. Okay, and he's paying it off of the New York settlement, off the New York court order. he goes to court here in Alaska to have jurisdiction moved to Alaska because he is an Alaska resident and lives in Alaska.
Yeah.
He goes through the court process up here. He gets a settlement from the courts up here for child support, which was a whole hell of a lot less than what the New York court ordered. So he goes to Child Protective Services to tell them that, you know, he's got the court paperwork and everything that says instead of paying $2,000 a month, he has to pay $790 a month. Okay? He takes it to Alaska Child Protective Services, and do you know that they refused to accept his $700 a month?
Wow.
They wanted the full $2,000 a month that New York required. Child Protective Services up here would not accept the Alaska court orders for his child support.
Yeah, for reduction.
And he had to go back to court and to the judge and say, they're not your word is and your order means nothing to Child Protective Services. What are we going to do? What do you do about that? And the judge I believe, had to personally get involved in that situation and tell the Child Protective Services up here that they don't work for the fucking state of New York. They work for the state of Alaska.
Yeah.
You know that
and that they will obey. They will obey the orders from the state of Alaska.
Yeah. Wow.
When he was originally coming out of New York.
That's why I'm saying you should go to DMV or whoever's going to pull your license or whatever and say you want the documentation that you're operating off of to impose this upon me. Okay?
Yeah, no, I got you. I hear you. Yeah. What were you saying, Dave?
Was that guy that you were talking about from New York City originally and then went to Alaska?
Yeah, he had lived in New York.
That's
and his wife. Wait a minute. Hold it. His wife and his family and everybody moved to Alaska. His wife and kids moved to Alaska. After, I don't know how many years or whatever that they were in Alaska, they were all Alaska residents and stuff. She goes back to New York. And she filed, and he stays up here because he's got a good job that's paying good money. All right?
New York City.
Well,
New York City's child services.
Wait a minute. Let me finish the story out, Dave. You asked.
Well, wait a minute. Listen to this. Child services are owned privately.
Wait a minute. He went and while the rest of the family was back in New York, she went to school to become a physical therapist, and he paid for all the college and all of that shit. You know, while he was here earning money, she was in New York, and it was after she got out of school and stuff that she then filed for divorce. He never left the state of Alaska. He was up here as an Alaska resident and everything else, and she filed for divorce there in New York, and that's where where that all originated from.
The child services program in New York is owned by a family, an attorney, and they have a corporate office in New York City, and then they have another one in I believe it's Washington State. And the two of them, those two attorneys, what do you call them? Their firms are directly involved with the biggest child trafficking racket going on that we know of publicly right now. And the one in New York City, the guy, he goes to both of them. The ones in New York City, he owns 11 different children's services buildings or whatever, you know, who they call to go to that. So it's a privately owned, an attorney that owns the Child Protective Services that's trafficking the goddamn kids, and these sons of bitches don't do nothing about it. And it's a known fact. And they're tied into Washington, and the two, yeah, no shit. 11 of those buildings up there in New York that guy controls. So whenever you call about your children, or somebody calls about them, this guy's got hands-on, number one, the control of the services, and he's an attorney that represents them. So they're coming to get your kids whether you like it or not, it seems like, up there. They have total control of it. That's a big thing going on.
But that has nothing to do with what happened to my buddy.
No,
but anyway, yeah, I know that those guys.
You know, they're telling Alaska to get fucked, basically. Right?
Well, that was years ago. The Alaska Child Protective Services was telling my buddy to get fucked.
Oh, that sucks. I thought it was, I was going to say, I could see there's a New York shit going on with all the corruptness up there. They're talking about the kids and stuff. I figured that the courts had a stranglehold on it there and telling Alaska, hey, we're running this show down here, piss off. You're going to pay this amount, and that's tough shit to him. But if the Alaska, they're all in it to fed it together, all of them sons of bitches. Every one of them, anybody's got something to do with child services, it's a trafficking ring is all it is.
Yeah,
Control.
Well, anyway, but it was a long drawn out process with the child support payments.
How many kids do you have?
He had 3. And I'm not too sure if the third one, if one of the 3 was his. It may have been hers and he adopted, and then they had 2 more.
It sounds like she took him all the way to the end and used him up for the schooling, and then knew that she could. Jesus Christ, man! What is the world coming to?
Well, anyway, yeah, it was a long drawn out battle that went on for years.
The kids suffer more than anything.
But
the kids go through it.
But the thing was, what I was emphasizing and the object lesson on that story was that Alaska Child Protective Services refused to honor an Alaska judge court order in favor of the larger amount to be paid.
Right.
So that's all. That was all of the story that I wanted to present here for the purpose of Joseph going to DMV and asking for the documents that DMV is operating off of.
Right, just like challenging that judge. What did he do? What did he give you to let this go this way? I don't see it happen. I don't see where it's at unless they're hiding something. They've marked it classified probably, or who the hell knows. But yeah, you got a good point.
Here's something else that could be going on down there. All right, and this is a story that happened. Excuse me. In my hometown in Ohio. Okay.
Where are you at from Ohio? That's where I'm at. Shit show hole.
Huh?
I said I'm from Ohio. I'm in Akron.
I'm from the opposite corner than you.
Oh, okay.
I was in the Dayton area.
Okay. Down by Wright-Patterson then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, what happened to my cousins, my uncle had passed, and my cousins were selling off properties and stuff. He owned a bunch of properties in the small town that we lived in. Anyway, with one of the